welcome everybody. The Magnificent Bastards are back. This is season 2, episode 1. It's been a while since we joined you. A lot of things have happened in Ruth Stage. Our lawsuit with Nathan Lane is now over, so we're able to do the podcast. This is season 2, episode 1, Ouija boards and hauntings. Before we get into that, I'm Matt DeRogatis, the chairman and founder of Ruth Stage, ruthstage.org. Of course, if you like our podcast, hit that subscribe button because we're going to be putting out more content than we had previously. Going to be doing them more remotely. I'm joined by who was once an honorary bastard. Now he is a magnificent bastard. My co-host, DJ Scally. What up?
Howdy,
DJ?
howdy. Thank you, Matt. Welcome, everybody. We've got a real special one for you today. It's Halloween come early. I'm excited, man. I love spooky season. So I feel a little bit of spooky season as we're in the spring, summer months leading into it. I'm stoked. Yeah, man.
Yeah, this was a totally wild podcast today, and I alluded to it on the podcast. One of the cool things about you and I is that we have very different beliefs on a lot of things. I'm maybe a little bit more of a mystic than you are.
Certainly.
You come more from what you would deem to be a logical perspective, and I have a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? There's room for
You're more attuned to the spiritual. You're more attuned to the nature, like the sixth sense, shall we say?
Yeah, right. And also, even with flat Earth, like I believe in the flat Earth, and you think I'm a total moron for thinking.
I think that's stupid, bro. I'm sorry. Like you can have your sixth sense, that's cool, but the flat
And
Earth,
we still get along. By the way, we got to get Flat Earth Dave back on here for the second debate. I know how much you love Flat Earth Dave, so we're gonna be bringing him back on soon.
I'm excited. As you can clearly.
And I'm gonna weigh in more on that one too. If you want to bring in a tag team partner, to support you on the Helios.
I'm gonna do some homework this time. I'm gonna come with models. We'll be ready.
All right.
This is going down anyway. But today we got Matt. Tell us.
Yeah, so we had our psychic friend Artie Hoffman, who is a psychic in Woodbridge, New Jersey, and then we had Maddie Magarachi, who is a friend of Artie's, who has been on the Howard Stern show, who has a TikTok presence with millions and millions of followers, hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views on all of these videos because he played with a Ouija board back in 2012. He didn't close it properly, and now he is legitimately living with demons. And the funny thing is the way that I'm getting lots of text messages right now because we're recording this after the interview. We've already done the interview, and the way that it ended was so poetic when we talk about spirits and demonic possession or whatever you want to call it infiltrating his life. The way that this episode ended, I mean, you couldn't script it better.
You couldn't, and we can't.
And now I'm getting all these texts.
You to believe it, frankly.
Let's put it this way. We had to stop the podcast because Maddie was no longer accessible to us.
Here's a precursor. Leave.
And the funny
Leave.
So I'm getting all these text messages now from him and Artie. Again, I don't want to spoil the ending, but we were going to do this podcast initially with Artie and Maddie, and we ended up doing it with Artie and Maddie, but Artie wanted to bail. About an hour before this podcast started, he called me up, and we talked about it a little bit in the interview, but not as much as I would have liked to because that there was that warning in his voice, and I don't think that he wanted to say it as much on the podcast with Maddie around, but he literally called me up, and he's like, look, I've been feeling ill all day. I've been feeling sick. I don't have a cold. I haven't been coming down with anything. He's like, I just have a bad feeling about tonight's podcast. Originally, Maddie was going to come to my place and we were going to do it here together. But because he's going to be in his house with that energy, I don't really want anything to do with it. And I was like, kind of speechless because it's like, wow, like you're really taking it that seriously that you don't even want to like be in the same video call because
the scary thing is that when you have a professional psychic who is making these cautionary warnings. And then here you have us two buffoons who are just strolling into this conversation cold turkey, like, ooh, let's talk to the haunted boy.
Yeah,
like you're really like leading us into disaster, because this
Seriously.
guy who knows, he's got the whole setup too. You'll see, he's burning sage. He's got the fucking dream catcher. He's got the tarot background. Like, he's aware and on point. And if he's worried about it and we're not, what the fuck are we getting ourselves into?
Well, there was a part of me that for a split second was like, maybe we shouldn't do this, because I had paranormal stuff happen to me in the past, which we also talk about in the episode. And I'm like, maybe I don't want to open that door again, because it was pretty bad for me and it's 10 times worse for this guy. So I don't want anything attaching itself to me. So I thought about it, and then I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it anyway.
I don't know. I don't know how you keep roping me into these awful decisions, but here we are.
Well, what happened was, is Maddie ended up being at his girlfriend's house, and I think Artie knew that. And that's why Artie called me up about a half hour before the call and said, you know what, I'll do the podcast. And I think it's
historically,
he knew Maddie wasn't going to be.
They fuck with the tech. And so even having him, doing it from his house was a risk for us, because, he's had people come, the Paranormal Files, the History Channel, they've come to his house to shoot paranormal shows before. They've had issues with their tech. So,
And they say that, they say that the paranormal world will fuck with your tech. But what I thought was even more crazy is when he brought a priest into the house, and the priest pieced on him. The priest was like, fuck this.
Yep, this is too much for me, man. You're fucked.
I ain't paid to do this stuff.
It's like not even Jesus can help you now.
Exactly. It was scary. It was a little freaky. But I thought it was a great episode, great way to kick things off. Scally,
without further ado, I think we should get into it, don't you?
Yeah, let's just get into it. I was going to ask about what's going on in your personal life, how you been since we last talked, because it's been about...
After that lead-in, people want to hear more about these ghosts, man, less about me.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, there's not, it's busy. It's always busy, but busy is good. Busy is also boring. And I feel like a lot of people, going through their daily lives are tired of their routines as well. But, that's why we do things like this and spice things up. So, here we are.
Definitely spice it up.
Yeah, and we're bringing Halloween to March. So there's a little spice in life for you. How's that?
Again, to pique your curiosity, just remember the other guy who was going to do this podcast with us wanted to bail at the last minute and urged me to do the same. So without any further ado, DJ Scally, lead us in.
Here we go.
All right, it's season 2 of the Magnificent Bastards, and we are kicking off a very, very interesting podcast to start our season. As we elaborated briefly on the interview, I'm Matthew Gorgatis, Miles Scally, my co-bastard, co-pilot, another magnificent bastard. And we're joined today by psychic Artie Hoffman and a man who simply is haunted, Matty Magarachi. And we're gonna talk about all this. I got my crucifix on right here, just in case
you'll need it.
Just in case some weird shit goes down. And on the subject of weird shit going down, I got a call about an hour ago from Artie, who was actually considering backing out of this podcast. It's our first podcast that someone was a little hesitant to be a part of. So that's how crazy things might get on this. You want to talk about that, Artie?
Yeah. Hey, Matt, did you... I'm talking to Maddie now. Hey, Matt, did you know that Anthony DeJoseph, that after he got finished speaking to Anthony, or after he got finished speaking with you, I'm not sure which, that he had the number 10 that was in his skin after he got finished either talking to you or talking to Anthony about you?
Yeah. I heard all about that. Like, I just heard that the number 10 kind of like popped up on his arm, but I don't know what that could mean. Do you know what it would mean?
Yeah, because, well, Anthony said, that's how many entities are in your house.
Oh my God. That makes sense.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, talk a little bit more about that. So what happened earlier today? Because obviously we all know the story. but the listeners don't. Paul, you're getting reverb on me.
Matt, yeah, it's the audio is coming back through. Maddie, do you mind pushing to mute and then unmuting when you're ready to speak, please? Thank you. We'll cut that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We'll cut around some things. We're still figuring this out over Zoom. This is one of our first podcasts. But Artie, tell me what happened, because obviously we know the story, but the listeners, the viewers, they're going to start to find out about this whole thing. But what happened earlier today that spooked you enough to want to back out on this podcast?
Well, I was considering it, and I spoke to one of my very dear spiritual friends because of all the energy that surrounds Matt. And I said to you, it's
Maddie,
not
Maddie.
It's not Maddie, right? It's not Maddie. I said Maddie I like a lot. He's a very cool person. It's the energy that surrounds him. And I mean, Maddie will tell you all the stories. He's of all the shit that goes on with him. It's like it's endless. And so it's like when you go into a bar, if you go into like say a neighborhood bar, where everybody hangs out all the time, they're drinking, they're smoking, the energy is low. You could literally bring home one of those lower energies that hang out in the bar and come home with you. I don't know if you know that or not, but you could actually have that happen. So with Maddie, the way he, with this energy that is so strong around him, it's like I spoke with one of my friends who's also very spiritually talented, and I just said, you know what? I'm just going to burn sage. I'm going to burn sage to keep the energy flowing. So, just to keep things protected. Matt always needs protection. I mean, I shouldn't speak for him. I mean, I don't hang out with him all
try
that.
To say, when you're talking about Maddie Magarachi, try to say Maddie so people don't think I'm the one who demons.
How about I say Eminem?
You're gonna end up haunting Matt by accident.
Exactly. By the end of this
loan him a
podcast,
ghost.
I'm gonna have a 10 in my forearm. By the end
Give him one of them 10, bro.
Well, my cat would be 11.
Yeah, right.
So how does that actually work, Maddie? Because like I've seen your videos on TikTok, and they really like shook me to the point where like I'm like, that can't be real, right?
Exactly.
Like I was always the kind to be, like logical and try to keep, straight head and try to find scientific explanations for that. So when I heard your voice, you did sound young, and I see you and you are like my age. We're generally like logic based, right? Like how did that happen? Like what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, Maddie, turn your turn your volume back on so we can hear you. But real quick before you answer that question, Artie's a psychic, and again he contacted a spiritual friend that kind of advised him to take precautions with this episode. Now, it was a few weeks ago that Artie shared your TikTok page with me, and my first reaction, exactly as Scally says, is no fucking way. I mean, You got cabinets opening, shit flying out. We're going to throw up a few of your videos throughout this podcast, but like, tell us the genesis of this. Like, how did this all start? Still can't hear you.
Oh, yeah, your audio is not there.
A few minutes later.
7843. Bro, I think the ghosts are fucking with his mic.
Yeah,
I think they just don't want to be like revealed.
That's the exact same thing. That's exactly what I was thinking.
This has never happened. I've never seen this happen.
We literally had him on. It was stable. He was on. And then like the audio fluctuations, that's a normal thing, but that usually happens with like current, like, as I'm speaking, all these are detecting, like it's stimulating a diaphragm, that vibration creates an electric current. That's how it's writing the audio. Something could physically fuck with that. Like audio is a mechanical process.
He said it's not working.
It's still not working.
Eventually.
There we go.
We got it. All right, he's back.
Good?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Welcome back.
All right.
Okay.
Dude, that's never happened to me before.
No, and I've never experienced that happen to me in all my Zoom calls that I've been doing since COVID.
I was doing everything. Nothing was working. That was crazy.
A+ consistency, Maddie.
It's all content, brother. It's all good content.
We got smoke burning over. Artie's burning sage over there. He's already a little spooked. All right.
So weird. I'm protected.
So before we lost you, Matt, Scally and I both wanted to know, again, our initial reaction was like, no way, he's staging this. Like he's doing this to get likes and followers. He's trying to
And I
trying
thought it
to
was
build a
brilliant,
social
too.
media presence. And Artie tells me, and I believe in this stuff. I mean, that's one of the interesting things about me and Scally as hosting podcasts. We have such differing beliefs and on a lot of things, and yet we're still buds. But I believe in this stuff. But my initial reaction was the same as Scally's. Like, how did this all start? What happened?
Yeah. So basically what happened was in 2012, 2013, my sister came home with a Ouija board one day. And like I heard about a Ouija board a little bit, but we kind of thought it was like a game. We kind of thought it was bullshit. We thought it was just like, some like little game that,
Just a fun game.
What was that, Artie?
Just a fun game.
Yeah, exactly. So
Just like the rest of us. It's all superstition until it's not, right?
I've used them. They're real. We'll talk about that later. but I
Oh, they
haven't.
are 1,000. I will never touch one ever again. Ever again. So we started playing this Ouija board, and I'd have my friends come over. We would all be playing it. We'd go in my attic and turn the lights off because it was it would glow, and like we just thought it was cool. We'd light the candles around us, literally like a seance. And it was first started off like, no, you're moving it. No, you're moving it. Like, like everybody thought like we were
Somebody's
just, it
fucking
was
somebody.
yeah, we thought it was like that. And then I showed my mom it, and it came to the point where me, my two sisters, and my mom were upstairs playing the Ouija board in my room. Like, literally, because the attic is in my room. If you look at my videos, that hang down, like, pull rope, that's
Mhm.
the attic.
So your mom was like, "Fuck it, let's do it. I'll get in on
Yeah.
this."
Yeah, my mom like believes in all that stuff too. So I'll never forget, we were playing the Ouija board in my attic, and both my sisters were gymnasts. So my mom, would bring her to the gymnastics meets and stuff. So we asked the Ouija board what scores would they both get on tomorrow's meet. So the Ouija board gave numbers. And the next day, those exact numbers the Ouija board said came out. Like they got. It was 3 numbers: bars, floor.
Already, I can see Scally's face doubting this, but guys,
I swear to God, you can.
No, I believe you.
No. I'm listening. Like, I did not say anything. I did not express doubt. I'm processing all this information and trying to figure out how this is working.
Yeah,
I have a story that is totally mind blowing. But get ahead, keep going, man.
But so that was the first time we were like, oh my God, this is real. We're going to just keep on asking. We're going to keep we were using this thing like every single day for about a year, until one day we got a spirit that came through that was literally saying the craziest shit, like saying, like death, like kill, and just like horrible shit that was
Evil
coming through.
spirits.
And yeah, it was just a straight up evil spirit. And at first, it pretended to be my grandpa. We thought it was my grandpa, who had passed like 2 years before we started playing. So we thought we were getting in contact. We were asking it questions and stuff. And then we asked it a question that only we knew. And like, if it was him, it would answer, but it got it wrong. So we were like, you're not him. Like, we spelled out. And the thing just started like getting pissed off. So it said like death and all this stuff. So we're like, you know what? We're not playing this anymore. Ever since that day, just like crazy like anomalies started happening. We didn't close out the board. We didn't know that you have to like close out the board to close out the portal. So we didn't do that. We were just like, oh my God, we just like threw it. And we didn't like put it in the box. We left the planchette on the board. We did not know all the rules of the Ouija board. So then all of a sudden, like day by day, weird stuff started happening. Doors would open and close. Sinks or a toilet will just flush. And we had like a plumber come over to figure out like, why is this happening? And then it got even weirder, like black flashes, like going by the corner of your eye. You'll be here talking or watching TV, and then all of a sudden, right in the corner of your eye, you can't miss it in your peripheral vision. It's like a black. I can't explain it unless you've seen or not.
I've seen them. I've seen them. I know what you're talking about.
the black flashes that go by, and you're like,
Yeah,
whoa, what was
people
that?
will say, "Oh yeah, that's your eye, the cornea." They're
No,
trying to,
it's
The
not.
floaties, right? People
yeah,
tell
they're
you that
floating.
it's
I
this
think
or
getting
like
it,
the periphery vision,
Yeah.
because you're actually you're colorblind in your peripheries. I'm not sure how many people know that, but you only see color in front of you, but your periphery vision does not see color.
so
So
this
that's
is
why
the
a lot of things
logical
that may
part.
seem a
Yeah.
little darker or not quite matching colors.
So
Yeah.
so again, Scally's always on logical.
Sorry, I'm a nerd. I'm up. Sorry in advance. Sorry, not sorry.
Maddie, like,
Yeah.
to this day, like, and I know this is going to sound strange to probably a lot of people listening, but not to you. I will be sitting on my couch and I will see like what I think is like a snake in my apartment, like, but black, like shadowy kind of thing, go like
Go.
near the, and I'll be like, what the fuck? Like, how
Yeah.
am I?
What was that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it happens to me all the time, bro. I've never had it to the level that you've had, but I have had stuff, and we'll get
It's
into
at
that.
the level where I see it at least once or twice a day when I'm at my house. Like
Like
it is,
that's crazy. I mean, I look, I can't say one way or the other. Like I'm obviously I don't know everything that's happening in the world. I had one supernatural experience myself when I was young. I had stayed up really, really late one night, and it was kind of like I rationalized it as sleep paralysis with the logical brain many years later. But I was laying there in bed, I couldn't move, and I saw this dark, long shadow, like you're talking about that black shape. Like I seen one of those, and at that point, like I did believe. And then, as you settle down and the threat dies off, you're
Yeah.
much more easily susceptible to explanations.
yeah.
So
Yep.
like, we were just talking about like while you were DC'd, like people think of hauntings and they think of Hollywood and like this creature's going to pull them into the bottom of the lake, and it's like it's more of an inconvenience to your daily life. Like how do you actually live with this thing?
Yeah, so we kind of just try to. It's hard, but we try to just like ignore it, like it's not there. You know what I mean? Like if something comes flying off the counter, I mean, my parents and my sisters will just be like, "Oh my god!" Like stay calm. Like me, I take out the video camera and I'm like, "Bro."
Oh,
what?"
and thank you for
Dude, you're
doing that, bro.
hilarious.
Your content is
hilarious.
next
Yeah.
level. It's so funny
It's like
because it's so relatable.
yeah, it's like half
Bro,
horrifying,
what am I supposed to
half comedy.
Yeah. Like if I see some shit happen like that, I'm not just gonna be like, "Oh wow, that's scary," and just go on with it. I'm gonna be like, "Bro, what the fuck? What the fuck did that just
Yeah,
happen?"
what is happening? Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, we can get back on to the sleep paralysis later. I got crazy.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Same here, and I don't think it's sleep paralysis. I think
Wait,
it's something.
that might be an Arctic
Oh,
question.
yeah.
Like, is that actually connected? Like, when
Yes,
is like
there is a
do
purpose.
hauntings lead to people experiencing sleep paralysis symptoms, or are sleep
Yes.
paralysis patients experiencing hauntings?
There's a correlation between the two.
Well, yeah, but like, which comes first, right? Because that's important. That's a key difference.
I don't know.
I feel like it's different with every case. I don't think you could
True.
not just
generalize.
Each situation is different. But Maddie, I want you to tell them the story. I find this absolutely amazing.
I know what you're gonna tell me to tell.
Well, I mean, all your stories are amazing, but the one that I just get a kick out of the most is you woke up in the middle of the night and you weren't in bed.
Yeah. Oh, that one. I thought you were gonna say another one when we were on.
Oh, there's more.
Hold that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, there's. I can keep going for days.
Yeah.
But,
Hold that thought.
real quick. I just wanted to keep on going real quick.
I want to go through this story. I want to go through it.
Yeah. Real quick before I get onto that. So I started seeing the black flashes right at the corner of my eye, and we were trying, like you guys were saying, we were trying to like think of an explanation. It's, we were trying to come up with an explanation, but we really didn't know what it could be. And then, like I said, it started turning into like the doors, the lights turning on and off, the toilet flushing, stuff like that. And then it got real paranormal to the point where, okay, I'm in my room, nobody's home, and all of a sudden I hear my mom call my name, Matt. So I think my mom just got home. So I get out, come out my door. I'm like, hey, Mom, what's up? Nothing. I'm like, Mom, nothing. I go downstairs. I look outside. She's not there. So I'm like, okay. And now I'm just like, again, going crazy, whatever. And then a couple days go by, and then my mom comes up to me and goes, Matt, you got to hear this. This is, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I was home alone and I heard your voice in your room, and I went upstairs and you weren't home. And then I was like, oh my God, I heard. And then it started turning into everybody was hearing each other's voices when they weren't there, like literally like a mimic. And then that's when it turned from that to actual apparitions. You know, I would walk into my room after being out, and right before I was turning on the light, if I look in my closet, I saw, dude, this one time I got home, I looked in my room right before I, switched on the light switch, and it looked like there was an 8-foot tall guy in my closet standing there. And I was like, oh my God. And I turned the light on and it was gone. So I'm like starting to think, all right, I'm crazy. Until that same 8-foot guy that I kept seeing, that I thought I saw the first time, I kept seeing. And I don't know. Tony says it's like a guy with like a cowboy hat or something, like some old man or something like that. But I keep seeing him that we just we'll be like, oh, that's the cowboy, we call him.
Oh, wow.
We'll hear,
he has a name. He's one of the 10.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, like we've heard, sounded like boots or like high heel shoes or some type of like heavy boot throughout the night. And we're just like, oh, it's probably the cowboy guy. But I actually had a cleaning lady that was with me with my house for like 10 years. And she would come to my house with Bibles and stuff. And then she knew about the paranormal stuff, but she didn't say anything to us until one day she came to my house and said, that's it, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. She literally left. She didn't want to clean our house anymore because of what was going on. She told me a crazy story that she was home in my house, like vacuuming, and above where she was my mom's bathroom. And she said it sounded like somebody with high heel shoes was walking across the bathroom hallway. And I said, so what did you think? It was like a girl ghost? She goes, she was like Portuguese. And so in her accent, she was like, not high heel shoes. She was like, hoofs, the devil. And I was like, oh my God. So she was saying that sound of like the high heel shoes
clack,
was
clack,
actually
clack. Yeah.
hoofs of like a demon. And that like really spooked me. And she told me that she's experienced a lot of shit in my house because she was always been in my house alone, just like, cleaning, vacuuming, and all that type of stuff. So
how the fuck do you sleep? How do you go to bed?
Exactly, bro. How do you trust?
I don't go to sleep. There'll be nights I stay up. My girlfriend gets so pissed at me because she'll be like, did you sleep last night? And I'll be like, I went to bed at like 4 or 5. I sleep with the lights on. At night, all lights in my room are on. Bathroom light, closet light, my big light, all lights have to be on. I refuse.
I mean, I know the lights definitely help your sanity. I wonder, if how they interact with spirits or anything of that nature, because I know there are various classes and different types of spirits.
Yeah.
To my limited knowledge of this, and based on like my own background and understanding of like what I've heard from stories back home, it does sound like at least one of these spirits that are possessing you are like a jinn. They're not very smart. They have the intelligence of like the average 5 to 7-year-old child. And they are very mischievous, and they love to imitate. And that's all they do. They're not harmful, but they are very they exist in the space. They live in the house and they consider it theirs, even though it's your space, and they'll outlive you.
Yeah.
And then they'll continue to carry on your characteristics in that house. And that's where people see like, that girl from the 1800s that died in that colonial house. That's like a jinn, as far as like the mythology, bestiary kind of like classifications, if you want.
My friend, who's actually like he's Arabic and very spiritual. He told me all about the jinn. Yeah. He's told my friend Omar has told me about everything, and he's done like Arabic prayers with me and all this type of stuff. He said it comes from like it's like people of fire or something.
Yeah,
like that.
well, they're actually neutral. Like, so there's a difference between the shayateen, in which those Arabic prayers are, again, superstitious, and this is all talking about like the spiritual realm. The shayateen are different. Those are like devils, demons. Those are
wow.
much more like those are the ones that are like, can be exorcised. The jinn are more neutral, kind of like a creation on the level of a human being that just exists on a different plane, on like they exist simultaneously and can interact with us, but we just lack the abilities to perceive them beyond their actions.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's kind of
pure evil.
I'm sorry, one more time, Artie.
Maddie's entities are pure evil.
I mean, it sounds like there's more than one, frankly.
Oh, there's
the
definitely
behaviors between them are not super consistent. Some of them are troublesome, and some of them are evil.
Yeah, so I want to get into some of the things that I've experienced later because I want to get more into Maddie's stuff. But like everything that you're telling me has happened to me.
Yeah,
I've woken up with like fresh scratches on me, like burning in the middle of the night. Like,
terrible.
Ow!
Like it wakes you up.
Yeah, like they're fresh, and you look at it, it's like 3 or 4. It's always 3 or 4 scratches.
Yeah, 3 or 4 always. Yep.
Yeah, so. This hasn't happened to me so much recently, but I know that these types of things will attach themselves to you lots of times if you're in like a lower vibrational energy. So like when it happened with me, I was in a more depressed state. So like they will sort of like, link
a vulnerable state of mind, you would say?
I'm sorry?
Is it a vulnerable state of mind that you'd say that makes you an easy target?
Yeah, I think when you're in a lower vibration, you're depressed or whatever, like you're more susceptible to these things latching themselves onto you.
That's what I was saying to you before in regards to the bars. And I said, when you hang out at bars, this is where, they prey on energies that are, on a very low level. And, as far as, so Maddie, what I wanted to discuss, I mean, that, you told me the other story that, in regards to the voices, but also tell them about where you woke up. You weren't in your bed when you woke up.
Yeah.
Closet.
Let's hear some of your Mount Rushmore stories here.
Yeah. So I've woken up a few times, and, when I woke up, I'm like, what's going on? And then I realize I'm standing in my closet. Like just standing up, sleeping in my closet, like almost like sleepwalking. And I've never slept a walk in my life. It happened to me 3 separate times where I've been like this kind of, and then I wake up and I'm in my closet, and it was really fucking weird. That every time that happened, that like really freaked me out, and I'm like thinking to myself, how is this happening? I wanted to get a video camera to see like what was the process of like
paranormal activity that's watching.
Yeah. So remember the one girl who was like standing over the guy who was in the bed, and she was just going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was doing in my closet. Like that same exact
Holy
thing.
shit, dude.
Have you ever considered, getting Russell Crowe in here, to perform an exorcism?
Exorcist,
Exorcist I'm referring to. But have you ever thought about having a demonologist?
I had a priest at my house, yes.
Dude, the problem is you never close that portal. Did you ever go back? Did you ever go back to like,
what I did, like an idiot, was instead of just closing the portal, I burned the Ouija board.
Oh, fuck.
I didn't close it. I went and I just burned it.
Why don't you get another one and see if you can get him to go back in?
That's terrible advice, dude. What do you mean?
Well, that's what I did. I did do that. I got another Ouija board and I tried doing it. And it didn't work because it's a brand new portal. It's not the same portal as that other Ouija board. And it was a horrible, and now that's under my bed, and I refuse to touch it. I'm not touching that thing. I'm not even pulling it out. I got like a Bible next to it. I got a cross. I got holy water next to it.
What do you have? think? What do your parents think?
Oh,
of all
they're very angry with me. Yeah, they're pissed off because
it's like 10 years.
yeah,
like,
no,
they're-
they're pissed off because like at first they didn't believe like me, like what I was saying and stuff until the shit started happening to them, and then they started pointing fingers and blaming me. Like my dad would be like, "You fucked this house up. Like you're a fucking asshole. No one's gonna buy this house now," and all this shit. Yeah.
He's right.
Wait, so I do have a question. At what point, like with any conflict that you have, right, you're gonna have two sides at war. Like it's got to be so exhausting that at some point, like when do you like raise the olive branch, the peace offering, and try to communicate and be like, listen, guy, like if we're gonna be stuck together, like let's be
Seriously.
friends. Like help me
Yeah.
cheat on my exams in college, bro. Like don't be putting me in closets, man.
Yeah, it's like
come on.
at what
At
point,
what
does it,
point
like,
do you
not
try to
even-
make friends? You know?
Yeah, it's like at
One
what
day,
point does it not
it
even
was like
change you
messing
anymore?
with me on my TikTok. There's a video. Later, I guess you could go and look for it.
Yeah,
I
we
did
gotta
try
look some up.
communicating with it.
Yeah.
I did try communicating with it. It was like fucking with my door. So I basically just said to him, like, listen, like, why do you gotta fuck with me? How about like you just make yourself useful? Like go downstairs and start like sweeping the garage or the
Yeah,
kitchen.
give me a beer.
or like doing something like
Make
you
dinner or
do.
something.
You levitate a beer upstairs for me. Like, come on,
Yeah,
bro.
like do something that's like cool or like useful. Make yourself useful. Like
Yeah, I'll open another portal, bro. Bring your homies. Let's have a party. Like,
yeah, like come on. Like what do you get out of fucking with me constantly?
yeah, right? Exactly.
That's what I
right?
did.
We can both benefit
That's-
here.
Maddie, so Maddie, after 10 years of this happening, 12 years.
It's gotten persistently worse.
Okay, so my question is, it's like you're not immune to it at any point. Like if a knife goes flying across the kitchen, you're not just like, oh yeah, no, that's our ghost.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
Bobby the Ghost. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
Calvin.
No, like I don't know. Just you would think I would be, but like I don't know. I guess I have a crazy mind, so when something like that happens, I start thinking like to the highest level of what could happen now, like next. Like I don't know, like all right, something goes flying off the shelf. Like, am I gonna start levitating? Are they gonna jump into my body and possess me? Is something like even crazier?
Yeah,
gonna
instead of
happen?
putting you in a closet, like putting you in a car and driving off a bridge.
Like, yeah, like what is gonna happen? Like, you know
Oh,
what I
sorry. What's
mean?
up, Artie?
Maddie, I want to ask you a question. This is a question I wanted to ask you. So, in reality, if you really had the choice to end all of this right now, because the reason why you're literally popular now because of you have millions of hits, literally, hundreds of thousands of people watching your videos and stuff. You're a very popular dude. You get all this publicity and stuff. So if you had the ability just literally to cease it all, to stop it all and all, would you miss the popularity? Is there a part of you that actually would like to have this still kind of continue? Or do you really just want to end it, even though that might end your popularity of all the crazy shit that people get a high on?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, because this shit follows me like literally everywhere, and I feel like it affects like every aspect of my life. And it's like I just have bad luck all the time. Like, better than anyone. I'm always asking you like about like, dude, why does this happen? Like, and you're always like, oh, it's because you got the bad energy around you, bad energy around you, bad energy around you. I would be cool if it was to just completely stop. And, maybe I would just speak about my experiences that has happened, like in the past. You know what I
Again,
mean?
a TED talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
you do have the videos, and something to be talked about. And you have the experiences and the videos and stuff. But
It's
like I
been
said,
long enough. Like I've had
does it work?
these
Do
for
they-
too long.
Are they like following you specifically, or is it the house? Like when you go like school or work or something, like is
I
shit
can
flying
cut
off
in
the
there.
shelves?
I can cut in and speak to my experience. They're probably following him because I moved 4 different times, and all the places I moved to, that shit kept happening. It wasn't the house.
That's terrifying.
It was me.
That is not
I'll go.
okay.
I'll go.
My job. I have a story about my job that is fucking scary as hell. But again, we'll talk about it in a little bit. But go ahead, Manny.
Excited to hear. I'll go on vacation to Cancun, and I got videos on my TikTok. You can see. I'll go to Cancun, and we have like it's almost like a timeshare type thing. It's like one of the penthouses in this hotel, and it's a pretty big room and stuff. But all of a sudden, like I have it on video of the doors opening and closing in the hotel room too.
Yeah, Scally, we got to pull up his TikTok.
Yeah, we'll pull them up. I gotta like find the specific ones that we're referring to here. But like,
if you want,
that
I can
sounds
send
like,
you them.
dude. Yeah, please. That sounds like a great sitcom.
You
too.
can drop
like, as
them
a
in the
script
chat.
of like him and the ghost going on vacation to Cancun.
Natty, drop them in the chat so that Scally can play them.
Oh, okay.
And we can do it on air. We'll do it on air.
If you have any specific ones that you'd like to share, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Wait. So how could I do it?
So there's a chat in the Zoom on the bottom there that you can open up and post there. We open it
So
up
do I
on
go
a
like-
browser and then share our screens.
Open it on a browser. You said the TikTok.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can open it on a browser and then share your screen. And that way,
Or just copy the link and put it in the chat, and Scally can.
and then I'll share my screen. Yeah,
Okay. Great.
I figured
got-
Maddie is young enough to be able to share his screen and know what he's doing. I trust
While you're doing that, Maddie, I got two questions for you. Number one, why hasn't your girlfriend just booked on you and been like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here"? And number two, what did the priest say? You said a priest came.
Yeah. Well, one with my girlfriend, I guess she just must really love the fuck out of me. Otherwise,
She likes it.
probably
I mean,
would
it's
be
always
out.
a
Yeah, she
threesome,
must
bro.
like me enough. It's crazy that you talk about this because I'm actually at my girlfriend's now, because it's closer to
Oh,
Philadelphia.
that's why no weird shit is happening because we're not at your house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely, but it's actually started happening here now. Like my girlfriend has like all pictures on her wall and stuff, and in the middle of the night, I'll never forget. I took a video after it happened. I haven't posted that on my TikTok, but it's in my camera roll. She has all these paintings that she did, and I remember just sleeping. It's like 4 something, and all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. All the paintings come literally like flying off the wall, ripped off the wall. And if you look at the video, they were connected by like thumbtacks, and the top of the thumbtack literally, it was pulled off so hard that the top of the thumbtack was broken off. Like there's just a point in the wall, and that back part
just the
was
metal.
broken. Yeah,
Just
that's
the metal,
all
the
that was in
plastic has
there.
been torn off.
Yeah, I have no idea how that could have happened.
Okay,
No
so
idea.
your girlfriend loves the fuck out of you. That's why.
I guess,
that's
yes,
rogue.
must. I mean,
Yeah,
Number
dude.
2, what did the priest say? Was he like, "I'm getting the fuck out of here," or "I can help
if I
you"?
tell you the priest story, you won't believe it.
I want to hear it. Let's
I
hear
want to
it.
hear it. Yeah.
So the priest came to my house, and there's like a church up the road from my house that my mom's been going to for a long time. So she brings this priest in, and he comes with like this little thing that's swinging, that's got the smoke coming out of it.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And he's like saying the prayers, and I don't even know what language it was. It was like some language.
Latin,
and
probably.
Probably the last.
probably, yeah. And then I had a stack of papers on the countertop, on one of the countertops downstairs. And when he came in and he was doing that and doing the holy water and stuff, there was no windows open, like no doors open. That stack of papers literally got brushed off the countertop, like, and went everywhere. And the dude literally said, like, "That's it. I'm leaving. Like, this is something that's
wow.
higher than me."
What? No, that's his job. What is going to
Higher than his
Yeah,
pay
no, he
grade. Yeah,
left. I swear he left. Yeah.
he pushed out. Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
Because
it's his
the
job.
whole thing went whoosh.
Well, why didn't you go and call like another priest that was higher on the pay grade and be like, "Yo,
Yeah,
you got
seriously.
Yeah, that's what we were gonna do. But
Honestly, my solution to all this is just adopt a cat, bro, so that you can like blame all the supernatural things on your cat. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Like, see my cat staring at walls. Like, it's just cats doing cat things. I wake up with 4 scratches on my shoulder. Just cat
The
things,
cat.
bro. You hear
Yeah.
noises upstairs. It's probably the cat, dude.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
Morning, the cat would have no hair on its
Oh
body.
God, yeah, you're right. You know what? Those ghosts would torture the cat.
shaving
Oh, God,
himself.
don't do
The
it.
cat
Yeah.
shaving himself.
So we have a cat that's been coming to us as a kitten. It was a like outside like feral cat, And we fed it and fed it and fed it. And now it's basically our cat. It's been coming to us for the past 10 years. Her name is Boots. She's a black cat, which is weird too. But
Oh, come on, dude. It's so on the nose.
we feed her every day, and she'll let us pet her, pick her up and stuff. You don't know how many times I've tried picking her up and walking her inside the house. When I try to do that, she bugs out. She'll start like going like spazzing out and scratch. She's not even a mean cat, but she'll start biting me and scratching me. She will not step foot in my house. She just never will. We've never gotten her once in the house.
Bro.
We've all tried bringing her
something
in.
is definitely up because, like, again, I'm going through the bestiary of, like, what I at least know of demons and jinn, and, like, cats can see spirits, at least in the Arabic mythology.
Oh, yeah. That's what I've heard.
So, yeah, I think you got an expert opinion from Boots, and the verdict is that, I think you're haunted.
All right, let's see some video.
I wonder if you can see this. I can't get this one on the computer, but wait, can you see this at all?
Guys, yeah.
Now, like, if you look by the P, I didn't know it was there. You're gonna see that peeking. You see that?
Yeah.
Peak? You see that?
It's a light or something like that.
No, that was in one of my videos, and I had no idea that it was in there. Somebody from Instagram was
It's moving.
Oh, yeah, that's creepy as hell.
Top left. Look at your top left. There's something peeking over at you.
I see it, yeah.
So
All right,
you see it peeking. Look, this is the screenshot of what it is.
Oh, my God. Holy shit, dude.
Dude, what is that?
It's like,
We don't know.
That's a demon. That's definitely not a friendly face.
No.
Yeah, that's what it came out to be.
Holy shit. All right, let's...
I was home alone. I was telling a story of when, this was a crazy story too. I guess I might as well tell you guys. One time my mom made chocolate chip cookies, right? I love chocolate chip cookies. And she said, all right,
the cowboy.
Notice the cowboy.
So she's like, all right, they're done. It was just me. It was just my mom, me, and my dad. And I was helping my dad in his printer room, like fix his printer. And so I come downstairs to eat chocolate chip cookies, and the chocolate chip cookies are gone. They're not there. Mom,
I told you.
I'm like, Mom, what happened to the chocolate chip cookies? What the fuck? Like, where are they? Did you eat them? And she was like, no, they're downstairs. I'm like, no, they're not. She comes down. They're not there. My dad says a joke. Meanwhile, I was in his room fixing his printer. Maybe the ghost took them downstairs. So
that's not funny, Dad. Yikes.
I go downstairs in the basement. The cookie tray is downstairs in the basement. Yo, we literally called the cops because we thought somebody was in our house. The cops came to my house.
Wait, you said your sister. What about your sister? Did she do anything in the basement?
They weren't even home at the time. But we called the cops, right? The cops came to our house with guns drawn and were walking like with their guns out downstairs in the basement. And we have like this gigantic, like 6 foot tall Freddy Krueger Halloween like animatronic thing. And the cop, this lady, she almost shot the animatronic.
Stop resisting! Stop resisting!
Yeah, she thought it was a person.
It's got claws.
Get down on the ground right now! Yeah, dude, that's hilarious.
She almost pulled the trigger, she said. Yeah. It was crazy. But yeah.
Maddie, can you throw up can we see some of these videos that we can throw on the screen here? Or Scally, I put his TikTok page on in the chat if you want to just pick a couple, but we want to know your favorites, like the greatest hits.
Yeah, we want to know like which ones really stuck out to you of like, this was the moment that got me to be like, wow, my life is...
Let's see the one where the cabinet's open and flies out.
What about that one? Can you see that one?
Yeah, Scally, go ahead. Click on the chat.
Let me pull it up.
Let's play it for the people that are watching this and not listening so they can see like what we're talking about.
Playing fucking COD, and look at this fucking door. You cannot make this shit up. Look at this. Bro. Nobody is home. My fucking family is in Cancun, bro. You gotta be kidding me.
Dude. The fact that it closes with gusto, like...
And the toilet is flush. Well, he wanted some privacy. He's using the bathrooms. I can't blame him.
Dude, what?
Anytime those lights go off. Those are the light switches, by the way, right there.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Right there, those light switches are the light switches.
The fuck?
Dude.
People are like, "Oh, you have smart lights." I don't. I have 0 smart lights in my house.
Bro, like the lever isn't even on this.
I don't know if you caught it. If you look back, like if you rewind it a little bit, the light turned on in the bathroom underneath. Look, go back even more. Like to like where I'm.
Oh
looking
yeah,
down.
you didn't turn that light on.
Wait, you'll see. Yeah, you'll see. Like if you keep going a little further back, when I'm coming
Okay,
down.
further
the
back.
stairs.
What
Yeah.
are we looking
Watch
for?
that.
Fuck?
Oh well, look, the light turned off right there.
Yeah.
You saw that?
It was on.
Yeah.
The light was on and then it turned off.
Like under the door, you mean?
Yeah. Watch. The light's
Oh,
on.
You're right. Look at that. Look at that line.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Watch.
Wow.
Look at that line, bro.
What the
And then watch.
Still
it'll
on?
turn off.
Still on? It just went off.
Off.
It just went off.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the sink turns on.
bro?
And
Is the window open?
well, look,
No,
even
that's like a
fucking
that's
door's
like
open.
a palladium window.
Oh,
Why is this door open? What the
dude. Honestly, I think I would shit myself. I'm not even lying.
I ran out of my house.
Okay.
I don't blame you,
that I
bro.
sent.
Put,
Watch the next video in there that I sent. It's
yeah,
like
put a couple of them on.
Yeah.
I want to see the one where the cabinets open and the
This
shit.
one's in it. Yeah, this one's that. This is a
And also the drawer in the dresser drawer just like opens, and then there's like something with like action figures and shit. I saw.
Oh yeah.
I'm sitting
I'm a
here
bit-
watching
okay.
fucking games, and I heard what sounded like this fucking stove open and close. I'm not even fucking around, bro. That shit 1000. I know what it sounds like when the stove opens and closes. What the fuck? Yo!
Bro, that is not kosher. That's not kosher. That's not halal, bro. I'm not. Mm-mm.
I have to leave. Like I run outside, and I don't know what to do. I can't.
Like,
stay
where
in
can
my
you even
house.
go? Like, they
I'm
followed you to
literally-
Cancun.
I'm literally in shorts, and it's freezing out. This was back in like November or December, I think. Yeah.
The house is like a mansion. It's like a fucking museum.
Yeah, this is the one you're talking about. Like, I like Dragon Ball Z, right?
You think I want this shit in my fucking house?
Rip Akira, by the way. Just had to
Yeah,
thought.
rip.
Petrifying, bro. Unbelievable.
That fell.
Was
people-
anybody with us?
just to make sure that
Anyone.
nobody, was like, "Oh, you're moving it with your hand."
Not. Little girl? Anybody?
Little girl. Oh no, bro.
Bro,
Oh no, man.
This is like a big statue. Like it's big.
And it fucking turned to the right, bro. Literally just shifted to the right.
It's funny because I read on some of your TikTok comments. He goes, "Can it be Goku though?"
Yeah, I see that.
Now
Hey,
that
Matt.
I'm filming, it's not gonna fucking do it,
Maddie,
bro. Like here's
Yeah.
the fucking hand, bro, and it literally just started
you know, I got to give you a lot of credit because your balls,
fucking rocked.
your set of balls are
Bro,
bigger than
Here's my hand. My other hand is fucking filming, bro.
would not live in that house. Wouldn't stay. And not only do you stay in the house, you take video after video after video.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how your family still stays in there.
What the fuck?
Balls of
That's-
steel. I mean, yeah, most people would have left. That's such a good point.
Yeah.
How do you-
Watch this. Hold on.
This one's crazy.
3 knocks, 2 knocks.
A statue up top.
Or that.
You see it?
Or that.
I'm watching.
So that move?
That definitely
It's so subtle. Yeah.
Like yeah.
Fucking kidding.
Dude.
Can you move that again?
Oh, shit.
Dude, I literally felt my gut drop.
Wants to get the fuck out of here.
That's
They're starting to tear
man.
again.
Bro,
Come on, move
like
it again.
even
I
the
know-
shadow of
oh my god, dude! Like
no,
on
no,
command,
no,
it's
chill.
fucking listening to you.
Crazy.
Chill, bro.
Hold up.
Oh, this is fucked.
He's with the Ouija boards in this.
I had it in a bag, the Ouija board.
and it had the Ouija board in it. I come out of the bathroom, and it's on my bed. Somebody, excuse me, there's no.
Oh no, dude.
How could it get in there? It literally.
Because you said you wouldn't touch it.
on my bed.
Yeah, no.
And
I put it in a bag and put it under my bed.
Super, like that.
Oh, dude, the bag is moving.
And it's moving. It is 100% moving. And there it's doing. Bling. I am fucking getting tired of this shit, bro.
How do you sit back down in that bed and just watch the TV?
You're so chill, bro. I know you're freaking out, but like you're also freaking out in such a calm way. It's like I'm just done with this shit, bro. I'm dying of your shit.
Look at
I
that.
just go shit, dude. Like honestly, it sounds like you're wearing the pants in this relationship.
Bro, I'm playing fucking COD.
This is that
And
one.
look at this fucking
Yeah.
You can skip this one. What's the next one?
Bro.
I think I have one more, baby.
Yeah, I think there's one more here.
Bro, so I'm playing fucking COD. I got my
This is the first video
1
ever.
year on, 1 year off. And I hear somebody fucking whisper in my ear, bro.
Dude,
This
that's
is
not
insane.
right.
So I
That's
go back to
not
playing
okay.
COD, and then somebody touches my foot,
Looking at
bro.
myself.
So that's how I know. There's something in this fucking room. There's something in this fucking house. There's a fucking ghost.
What
I've
I'm
been saying it for
taking this video.
fucking years. And look at the fucking drawer. It's fucking open.
Oh, dude, it's still
It's the comedic
entertaining.
timing on that ghost that it makes it seem like he's participating in the TikTok with you. That's what makes it seem like it's staged, but it's not, right?
I know. Yeah,
That's
no,
what makes
none
it
of this.
seem that it's staged. Yeah.
Yeah,
Bro,
if you look. At,
Matt,
yeah.
Tell them the story about your two dogs in the bathtub.
Oh my god, that was bad. I was in high school. I think it was high school or freshman year of college.
How old are you
And
now?
we did-
How old are you now?
I'm 28 now.
Okay, so you were
27,
about,
so we're
you were
right-
about
right there.
16 when you played with the Ouija board.
Yeah. So we I had my friends over and we did like a legit seance. Like we had the candles out and all this stuff. And, we were playing the Ouija board and then we said to it, show us a sign or this is fake, and nothing happened. Like nothing happened. And my friends were like, oh, this is bullshit. Like it's not working or whatever. And my dad was trying to take the dogs out. So at the time we had two like 200+ pound English Mastiffs. And their names were Freckles and Samson. And my dad goes, where's Freckles and Samson? And I was like, I don't know. They're probably, upstairs laying down. So my mom goes to look. My mom goes, they're not here. So then me, my friends, my sisters, we're all looking for the dogs. They're 200+ pound Mastiffs. We're looking in every room. And I said, all right, whatever room you looked in, just shut the door so we know that we've already looked in there. So we're looking in every room. 20 minutes later, all the doors are shut. We can't find them anywhere. My mom and my dad both go in their own separate cars. It's pouring rain out. They're driving around the cul-de-sac looking for our dogs. We thought they got out. I'm running around the cul-de-sac looking for them. We think they both ran away somehow, which, we didn't think they would ever do. So we're looking. An hour goes by. We call the cops. The cops are now looking for our dogs. And all of a sudden, we start hearing barking, right? We're like, wait, what is that? And like every door in my house was shut, which meant we looked in every room. We go into my sister's bathroom, which was closed. And when we open the door, she has a sliding glass shower. Both dogs were in the shower somehow.
And the sliding was
They
closed?
they can't slide
Closed.
themselves in, essentially, right?
No, yeah, the door was closed. Like there was no way they were in that bathroom and then closed the sliding door.
Yeah,
and
no
closed
reason
the
for them
doors.
to be in there, right?
No.
Because like, if
And they
were
were
just
like
being-
squished in there because they're so big. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
yeah,
There was no fucking way anybody put them in there or they did it themselves. It was like they disappeared and then reappeared. Like it was weird.
How do you even have sex with your girlfriend in that house? I mean,
it's always a
it's like-
threesome, bro.
It's like
Come on.
voyeuristic.
It's scary, bro.
It's gotta feel voyeuristic, like they're fucking watching.
Yeah, no. Yeah, my girlfriend is like very scared of all that shit.
You guys are swingers, pretty much, because you can tell, like,
Yeah,
Point,
bro.
at this point,
Yeah.
honestly.
It's fucking scary. I'm
But, you know-
scared I'm gonna get like ass fucked in the middle of the night by
Oh,
her.
dude, no, dude. You should be excited for the ghost boner. You should be excited that one day,
Jeez.
like, you're gonna bust a nut and it's like right back, no refractory period. You know what? It's time for round 2. Cowboy needs his turn.
Yeah. Like, I'm scared it's like one of those like succubi. Well,
Let's suck you by.
succubus wouldn't be bad. That would be good. If it was an incubi, I'd be fucked. That's when I would get fucked in the ass. Yeah.
Okay,
Sound
well,
effects,
Artie,
like that, you're winning. If it comes to sound effect, like boing, you know.
Artie, talk a little bit about, your experience with the paranormal and how you got connected with Matt. I mean, have you been with him on this whole journey, experiencing this for 12 years with him, or how did this friendship start?
Now, it all started through a mutual friend of ours, Anthony. He's the one who introduced us. Anthony, I've known since he was 12 years old. And then, Anthony has his buddies about his age. And he, besides being a psychic and stuff, I have my own window cleaning, power washing business. And so Matt just came on to help me and Anthony to do windows and power washing. That's literally just how we met. And then he just, started telling about all the stories. So the stories that you're hearing now, it's like the stories that he told me, like when almost like after they just happened. But it's always interesting to hear his stories time and time again, So as far as, my personal experience has nothing to do with Matthew. What Matthew experienced has nothing to do with me. It's just that, we're two friends who happen to meet through a mutual friend. And then, that's basically it. And,
Mutual interest too, right? Like, so Artie, what do you do? Like your background as far as, because like it sounds like Maddie, it sounds like a gold mine of like experiences and not just content but proofs. Really, like I've never seen a case in which somebody could actually test against something that could be considered paranormal, right? Because it's very
You
hard to
literally
quantify
ask
these
it
things.
to move the statue, and it moves it.
It
Like,
moved.
Yeah,
I don't know
like,
if you guys know about Paranormal Files, the guy Colin.
I do.
Yeah, he came to my house and did a 2-hour investigation that's on YouTube. If you look at it, I'll send you the link. Yeah, there's a huge. Yeah, it's like
I want to watch that for my own entertainment, actually. Not
Oh
like,
my
especially now that I've met you, like I want to see it. Yeah.
This
it
is
was
how-
crazy.
This is how it actually all started for me. In 2005, I was dating this girl, and her parents started the Garden State Ghost Hunters. I don't know if you're familiar with them, Maddie. Her name's
Like
Karen.
I've heard about them. Yeah.
And she took me on a haunting. She's like, "Do you want to come to a haunting?" And it was like one of the most haunted houses in Pennsylvania, apparently.
Oh wow.
So like we went on this ghost hunt. They all had their EVPs and the cameras and everything set up. Turned all the lights out, and like nothing happened. I was like disappointed. I was expecting shit to happen like you experienced, and like nothing happened. And I'm like, well, that was a lame ass fucking ghost hunt. And then ever since that day, so much wild shit has happened to me. Not as much in the last 5 years, but from like 2005 to like 2017, 18, so much stuff happened to me. It happened to me when I moved from Toms River to Bayville, New Jersey, to Fort Lee, New Jersey, to Bayonne, to New York City, to Miami, to Fort. I mean, it followed me like 6 different places. And all I could think of is something must have attached itself to me when I was on this hunt.
They say
And-
misery loves company.
Yeah, right? So, I mean, for me, that's definitely how it started. It was going on this ghost hunt. I mean, you played with the Ouija board.
Dude,
Oh yeah.
I like
It's not a-
not quite paranormal like that. I do a little bit of urban exploration, like crawling to Freedom Tunnel in New York City, even though it's like trespassing. And it's like you guys probably know what I'm talking about when I say you get that sixth sense, where like sometimes you're just exploring and things are chill, and then you get that like that cold like sweat, that rush that goes down your spine. You're just like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I need to get out of here. Like
Oh, yeah.
unexplained, nothing happened, nothing dropped, no sound, sudden effect. It's just like suddenly you get chills, and you're like, this is bad, and you gotta
So
go.
feeling that something is staring at
Yeah,
you.
tingling. Like,
Yeah.
how do you know when something's about to happen, Maddie?
Yo, I start getting this eerie feeling in like the stomach, and like this feeling in my stomach. It's almost like dread. I can't explain it. It's like I know when I'm being like watched. I can't feel, like that feeling, like if you're in a room and somebody's looking at you and like you turn and you see somebody like, all right, yeah, somebody was looking at me. It's that feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then my hair starts getting like goosebumps and stuff. And then I have this other weird thing that happens to me, that my eyes like start to water almost. Like when I'm like even talking.
No, don't tell me.
Yeah,
Dude,
my
I'm not
eyes
bullshitting.
water.
Literally, as you were telling me these stories, like my eyes were watering, and I was literally telling myself, I can't cry on this podcast. There's no emotion here.
Yeah.
And like my eyes were watering. You're just telling me these stories, and I was like, I don't know
That's
what's
what
happening.
happens
What happened to me?
Yeah,
It's
I have
fear.
videos of my eyes
fear.
watering, like literally watering. I don't know why it happens.
No, it's the
Somebody said it's like your fight or flight of like effect or something like that.
I think
That's what they told me.
Fear.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy when when I talk about it or when something happens, my eyes start like watering up heavily and literally coming down my face. It's insane.
So you say that things happen a couple of times a day. What for example, what's happened today?
I actually been at my girlfriend's house for the past 2 days because she lives like close to Philly, like where I work. So recently, within like the past 6 months, I've been able to kind of escape from over there and come here, like, and stay. And I'll stay for a few days at a time. But just the other day, my mom was telling me she was there. She was seeing the Black Flash, and then she was home alone, like watching TV, folding clothes. And she said she like bent over to like pick up like the clothes off the table. And she said when she looked up like at the balcony, she saw like a person's feet walking, like somebody walking. And she freaked out. She went in her car until my dad got home. And she said that she thought that there was somebody in the house. But then recently she's been saying that she saw a white light now. Like there's usually the black flash, but now she's seeing like a bright, like white flash go by, like a light bulb's like going by almost. I don't know what that is. And then what was something? Oh my God, what happened to me the other day? Dude, Artie. Is Artie still on here?
Yeah, still are.
Yeah.
Hey,
Go ahead.
so Anthony DeJoseph was on a phone call with me. I called him at like 3 a.m. the other day. So I don't know if we haven't talked about this yet, but one time I went in my attic and there was this doll. I know it looks staged. I have no idea how it got up there. It's literally, it looks like, it's a Raggedy Ann doll, a tiny one though, like this big. And one time in my very first videos, I hadn't gone in my attic for years, like literally since we started doing the Ouija board up there, because I was just too scared to go up there. And I went up there just to like, film for content, because I would always hear footsteps and stuff. And the one time I went up there, I found in the very back, there was this Raggedy Ann doll, right? So I brought the Raggedy Ann doll down and I put it next to the Ouija board and stuff. And, I didn't know if it was haunted or if it was just a doll. And then weird occurrences started happening in my room as soon as I brought that doll down. And then what started happening, what that doll is now known for, is just disappearing. Like I'll put it on my wall next to the Ouija board and it'll be there for a couple of days and then it'll disappear. And then I won't see it for
Never
weeks.
watched Chucky, bro. Don't keep the doll.
No,
Get
it's
rid of the
literally-
doll, man.
it's
It's
crazy.
scarier if it comes back, man.
So this doll literally was gone for like 6 months. I could not find this doll anywhere, and I kind of forgot about it. And I heard what sounded like my dog. It was like a growl noise, like a low pitch, like growl. And I opened my door to my room. None of my dogs were outside my door. And I thought, maybe I'm just going crazy until I heard that growl noise again in my closet. So I go into my closet with my phone, and right there is the fucking doll that I haven't seen in 6 months, just laying there. I went in there earlier. It wasn't there. I got clothes from my closet like hours before this happened. There was no doll. And then at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I went in there because I thought I heard that growl noise, and then the doll was just magically appeared there. I called that kid Anthony D. Joseph, who Artie knows. He's like a very talented psychic like Artie. And so he was on with me doing prayers. And then I told Anthony, like, listen, my back is hurting. Holy shit. My girlfriend just scared the shit out of me.
You scared the shit out of me, dog. I'm not gonna lie. I saw you jump, and I'm like, we're about to get this. Watch this kid get murdered. Somebody
I
actually
saw something at the corner of my eye. I didn't know who it was.
God.
Like,
You really
I can see
never
how
know
on
what
edge you
might
are,
be.
by the way. I can see just
Yeah.
how on alert you are, where your head is just on a swivel, where like the first sign of
Like,
motion you
literally, like-
snap to.
Yeah.
Did you
that
see
scared
that?
the
Did you see how
shit out
wide his eyes just got?
Yeah.
Oh, that scared the fuck out of me. But yeah, that's what
Fuck outta
happens
me.
at my house. Literally, that's so something like that will happen, and then I'll just take out my phone, and then I'll be like, "Yo, look at the," you know. But so Anthony D. Joseph was on the phone with me. Thank you. And I said my back started hurting, and I had my phone like this, and he was looking at my back, and sure enough, 3 scratch marks coming across.
That's
my
where I
back.
get him. I get him right here. Yeah.
Yep, 3 of them. And I wish I could get him on the phone to tell you the story. And I had him on FaceTime, and he was looking at it. He was like, "Holy shit," because he never like actually. I told him everything that that happens and stuff, but he's actually never like seen it with his own eyes. But that happened like live on FaceTime with him. And now ever since that, he's like been like freaking out about it.
Where does
All right,
that
let me-
like? Is there any like explanation for the scratch marks? I mean, like if they could physically harm you and they are evil, like wouldn't they be constantly harming you? Like
They're fucking with them. Like they did
Wait,
with
have you guys ever seen this? I gotta send this one then. If
Yeah,
you
let's
guys want
look
to
at
talk
that.
about scratch marks, you're not gonna believe this shit.
No, I
What
believe
woke up with.
it's happened to me.
This is absolutely insane. Like this is absolutely crazy.
I want to get into some of my Ouija board experiences to share as well.
Here you go.
and,
Wait,
And I'm
can
gonna-
you,
Yeah, let's take a look at this first. Send it over, and we'll.
In the
we'll talk.
chat.
check it out. And then I want to talk to Artie as well because we haven't heard a
Yeah.
lot from
no, that's all right. I'm enjoying the show.
him.
Ah,
Enjoying the
Honestly, so am I.
We'll get you to do some
Crazy.
tarot readings for us briefly.
No.
yeah. So yeah, that one is absolutely insane.
Yeah, let's get. This.
I woke up with this on my shoulder. So wait, this is video. There's 2 separate videos.
Okay.
So what? Let me explain this one real quick.
Okay.
My back my shoulder on my left side, you'll see a shadow go across. Just play it, you'll see it.
Okay.
That's what this one video is.
But it's allergy season. I could.
Oh, I saw it.
Yeah.
Wait, do it again. I didn't.
See that? Did you see that, Matt?
Back it up.
Yeah, let's back that up again. Look at that, Matt, right here.
Allergy season. I could barely get this video.
That shadow off of my left shoulder.
Yeah, it's something moving that wasn't moving with the rest of
Started
you.
from, like, fast again. Yeah, that. Now.
I see it. I see it.
Yeah. Look what I woke up with, one day.
Whoa, dude! You know what that looks like? That looks like a chip cobber bite.
Yeah, no, it looks like that.
Look at that. Somebody sent me this.
Dude.
I'm not trying to scare you.
Brother, what?
Back it up. Look.
Brother.
I don't know if you could see it as it's
Yeah.
like a triangle.
Yeah, it's like 1, 2, 3, and a circle around it.
God, okay, I've never had anything like that.
No, dude,
Yeah.
you're getting
I woke up
branded,
with
bro.
that on my shoulder.
You're kidding.
I told my mom, I was like, "Mom, what is this? Look at my shoulder." She was like, "Did you sleep on something? Like, like what
Yeah.
happened?" I was like, "No,
Daggers.
there's nothing in my." And they were deep. They were like bleeding when I first found it. Like
You got
literally
Stigmata going on over there.
Dude, no,
Allergy.
dude, that's not kosher. So wait, do you like have you had any like I don't know what your spiritual background is like or how religious you might be, but like what's your experience with I know you talked a little bit about the priests and such, but
Yeah, I'm
have
Roman
any of these
Catholic.
spirits reacted, in a way that might, benefit you? I don't know, like if you brought religion in, have you tried to exercise? Like how does that go?
Like, yeah, I'll I'll start like expelling like out loud like prayer. Like I'll start like saying, I'm like Jesus is in this house. I'm protected by Jesus. Like all stuff like that. And I mean, it's kind of dies down a little, but it hasn't like got rid of anything. It hasn't stopped anything ever.
Time to get another priest in there, I think.
Yeah, I need like a demon. Supposedly, Anthony D. Joseph said that he knows a demonologist.
I think you need to get baptized again.
I thought Anthony was.
That's what he also said. Yeah,
I think you need to be rebaptized because I think it's attached to you.
yeah, that's what they think, and they think it's attached to me.
Did Anthony say that was too strong for him to handle?
Yeah, he said that he knows some lady who's like super, super like good with this type of stuff, but she charges like $5,000 or something like that. But I don't know. I feel like if you're helping people out like this, like why charge that much money? You know what I mean? Like
If you need,
you're doing it for the a service of the cloth. It has to be affordable, right? Like,
you need Father Marin to come in there.
Yeah. I wish the Warrens were still alive.
I know, right? From the Conjuring.
Yeah.
You were on the Howard Stern show, right?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
When did this happen, and how did he find out about it?
This happened like what year? No, this was like last year. I called in and then they really liked me and then they called me back and I was just over the phone. Like I wasn't in there in person, but we spoke over the phone and everything. But they played all my videos and stuff. You know, like you guys, like some people were skeptical. Some people like believed it. Howard was just laughing. Like,
look, I believe you.
The fuck out, yeah.
I believe you, but the only thing that and I'm not saying I'm skeptical because I believe you, but just to play contrarian, right? If people were going to say they were staged, you know, some of the videos, it's like when you turn to like the cabinet, that's when the cabinet opens, or when you turn to the dresser, that's when the dresser opens. So it's almost someone's on the other side.
It's a very cooperative demon, essentially.
It's a cooperative demon, right? Yeah, and I believe, but for the haters out there, I can see where they might,
start seeing the stuff. But like, I kind of see like before, like let's say before I get my camera out, like I'll see the cabinet open up a little bit and close, and then I'm like, oh shit, you know, like let me get this out, and then you know I start like filming like around there, and I kind of pan back, and I go from like somewhere around, and I always pan back to where I was seeing the activity like at first, like where it first started, because it tends to happen like whatever like started moving ends up when I pull out the camera moving. Some other stuff has moved. Like let's say a cabinet opens and it closes, and then I pull out my phone, something else near it will, you know, like
it's like the one with the stove, like, you know, it's like you with the stove, but then it's like the cabinet ended up opening.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was filming the stove because I thought the stove was going to open up again, but I kind of was just panning. But if you look, I sent it in the chat too, the YouTube link. It's the Paranormal Files. If you go to it, I think it's an hour and 6 minutes.
2 hours and 3 minutes.
Yeah, so if you go to an hour and 6 minutes, like if you drag the cursor there, that's a crazy scene right there. What happens?
All right, let's
pull it up. I got it.
Yeah, it's
Matt, did you ever try to record the voices? Did you ever just leave a recording on and walk away and then just see what they have to say, or ask them what their name is, or ask them any questions? So, and then you re-listen to it after you record it, and then re-listen to it and see what you might hear on the recording.
So on this Paranormal Files video, that when they came, they did some type of technique where they put headphones on me, and then like it was like an EVP, and I was blindfolded, and they kind of wanted me to hear what I was saying, and whatever I was hearing, you know, I would say out loud back to them. And that was crazy. But no, I've never actually just left a recording out. I have this app called Necrophonic, but I don't know how legit that is. I spent like $15 for it. Do you know what that is? Have you ever heard of Necrophonic? Really?
Never.
Yeah, it's like an EVP on the App Store.
Yeah, it sounds like that. Necromancy is contacting the dead, so that's why it's called necrophonic.
Yeah, this is it right here.
But like at the same time, I would be absolutely terrified of what they had to say.
Yeah, but I'd want to know at this point.
I
after
mean,
12
but
years.
like, you know, if you ask
Give
him
me
his
something
name,
after 12 years, give me something.
for sure. Like, but like, there is something to be said about like continuing to believe that it's just some mischievous 12-year-old little girl spirit, and actually finding out that it's fucking Satan. You know what I mean? Like,
So I
there's a
just heard it
difference
say
there. It's a
leave
real
right
difference.
now. I don't know if you can hear it, but this is what it's on.
Really quiet.
You probably can't hear it. You probably won't be able to hear it.
It said leave?
It said leave though on here. Yeah. So what happens is you could do like a sweep rate of like how fast it's picked up through white noise.
And you did it just
Like,
now when it said leave, or that was saved?
It said leave as soon as I did it, and like I was listening, it said leave.
So right now it said leave.
Just said leave, yeah.
Oh, wow. So this isn't from like 3 weeks ago or something like that.
No, this is right now.
Yeah, dude.
I haven't heard anything yet though. It's quiet now.
To Artie's point though, it would be wise to try using, you know, a audio recording device that you know is, you know, completely clean, you know, isolated, not you know, tied to the paranormal at all, just to kind of remove the possibility of, you know, some developing prankster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put a cassette recorder, say in the middle, say in your bedroom or in the living room, and you leave for a few hours. I mean, you re-listen to it, whatever it might say, or what worse that could happen is that the freaking recorder's gone altogether.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely want to get one of those EVP, like they have them special, like recorders, that can pick up like, you know, not just like regular noise, but in the white noise, I guess it is. If you look at that video I sent on the YouTube link, that's what we were doing.
Yeah. Put that up. What is it? 1:06, right?
Yeah,
an
I
hour
have it
and
right
6
here.
minutes.
An hour and 6
Yeah.
minutes. I'm ready to share it.
Yeah, this is crazy. His car turns off and everything, and then the call drops. So yeah, that guy. I don't know if you know him.
Go near it, and that's the way you can come and face me.
They had me like
Touch the red light. There's a red light there and a red light by the Again,
Oh wow.
we're not nasty.
What? The same thing twice. It's almost trying to convince you, bro, that it's not nasty. That means it's nasty.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You're lying to yourself. We know what you are. We know what you are.
Dude, you're like instigating it. I would shit my pants.
Yeah, you got balls, man. Like Artie said.
Seriously.
Ready? Listen.
To do whatever it can to show you that it's here. And I want you to stay silent and see what happens. All right?
This is crazy.
So, if you want to come and face me, man to man, come in this area where I'm at, and I'll let you get your steam off, do what you got to do. You could with any of this equipment over here, and I'm going to be right here waiting for you.
Bruh.
Now watch what happens.
Oh yeah. It's a knock.
Ready? Watch.
How are you doing?
Oh.
Keep going. Keep going. Tell it
you know what I'm doing.
You know what I'm doing. I just told you what I was doing.
Who said, what are you doing?
The EVP.
Sounded like a Siri.
They're like fucking excited. They're like happy as hell.
I know, this is solid content for them, bro. They're getting the ratings. You gotta live with this shit.
Being quiet all the time. It's there with him.
What's with the piano noise?
It's there with him. It's like,
It's in the room with you, Maddie.
I think so too. I have this weird feeling right now.
that's the watery eyes you're talking about, isn't
I have
it?
this.
They're not
weird
even in the same
feeling.
room as you.
I'm telling you right now, it
Watch what happens.
doesn't like the fact that
Dude, his Wi-Fi just went out.
that It doesn't like the fact
Here we go.
that
This is where it gets
we're on to it.
It doesn't like that. It's
And,
trying to
and
divert.
we're showing that entity has weakness.
Do you see his fucking Wi-Fi just went out? His phone.
Oh,
What the?
The call just
Wait,
disconnected.
yo, what the is going on? Have you ever seen this on your phone?
No, it's not even
It's
giving.
screen recording, so that's good.
It's not even.
Yo,
Did
what
we
the
get?
fuck is that, bro?
Can we even do something?
Ready? Watch what happens.
Hold up, calm back.
The thing just starts bugging out. You'll see.
I can think that you was with so.
no way. No way.
GDLGBPCGJQMFTXFM Guki FQNFT Unmukfuck Miko NCMQTHBFQMFTXBDTXB TCB.
What?
We need FQ and DCSFI Vokos Pugn Copperflot FTJI to just act agreement on LCMBQJWG.
Bro, I got full body too.
What the Yo.
EBJGQ KGBBQ Vest Bakes LWQ Econ TFC Augustin PHP as GMLCKCC.
Who said that shit never happened?
VXJQM SRATV Unlimited BQND Icons DTRQMRBJG
Wait, show the screen?
QGGSWR Ectod Pfaff Me Equivalent PCSCM GimJ.
You just said for me. You just said.
I don't want to go in.
No.
Do those letters mean anything when it's spelling?
Check like that. Positive.
And your call just dropped to us right when that started. Right when that started.
How are you staying in there right
I
here?
know. How are you like?
Turned off. Dude, my car is turned off. Hey, no, I can damn somebody of the camera. My car is turned off by itself. Oh my god, Paul. My car was
Here,
on.
which Dodge tip?
Connor, it might be out here with us too.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to show you.
Dude,
Dude, it's powerful.
Dude, that light here with me, that's what it's going on.
QVC QVGWQ Outfit.
Dude, EVP thing went off like that light thing.
keep going, Maddie. This is what you want. But also, my car just turned off. We have to make a note of that. Dude.
I feel like, guys,
Spirit Hunter has never done this.
Pissing off the spring. He's going, keep going, man.
You guys should watch this later. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So what is going on?
Bro, he's like telling you to do it for the gram. That's wild.
Yeah, that whole what investigation was crazy. Yeah, so you guys should watch that later.
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
You guys will like it.
You know
I'm a
what's
little
strange?
spooked. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? I'm actually writing a paper on Ouija boards, thanks to Artie. And I was recalling the times that I used them, right?
Yeah.
And what started with my paranormal stuff is after I had left that girl's house, you know, that haunted house.
Yeah.
I had like this chair. It was like it's kind of like a computer chair. And I was living at my parents' house at the time, and I had a bed, and at the foot of my bed was my desk, and I would push my chair in every night. And I started to notice it over a period of time that when I woke up in the morning, that chair had unpushed itself from the desk, turned, and was facing me.
Oh, that's weird.
This went on for a while. I'd wake up every morning and this chair was facing me. So then, of course, I start to think how could this happen? Like, you know, I started slamming the door really hard and jumping in the area of the chair to see if it could have sort of like undone itself and
Yeah.
there was like no explanation for it. So then I moved out of my parents' house, took that chair with me. This chair was like fucking Annabelle. Everywhere that I took it, shit happened. So my dad had this place in Bayville, New Jersey, very old place on the water that I rented from him because he owned the property and he needed a renter. So he gave me like a really good rate. And when I got in there, the first night that I was in there, I remember I put on Gangs of New York and I started watching it, and you could just hear right in front of me, just like footsteps walking. And I yelled at him like, yo, stop. I'm watching a movie. Leave me alone. So I lived in that house only for about a year. And throughout that year, a lot of weird things would happen. Like water would go, the sink would turn on.
Yeah.
I'd hear whistling in the attic, but there was no attic.
Whistling. I forgot about that.
Yeah. But there's no attic. It was upstairs, but there was no upstairs, but it was coming from like upstairs.
Oh, wow.
So then I would start to have people come into my house, and I like wouldn't tell them shit. And they would come in, and I remember my one friend, Leanne, she just like walked into the house and she just went, whoa, something is not right here. Like, I don't want to be here. And I was like, come on, just come on, just stay with me, And I just remember her like saying like the whole night, like how creeped out she was, like being in that house. And, paranormal stuff continued and it intensified as I got older. Like you, Matt, it gradually started to get worse. It wasn't until I moved to New York City that things really started to get fucked up. So I moved in New York and I brought that chair with me. And same thing. I'd wake up.
You still have it?
No, it's gone now. I threw it out.
Good. I swear to God, all this haunting stuff, no offense, guys, this is a complete white people activity. Like, you don't see people don't want to fuck with this shit, man.
Oh, no, right?
I don't know. Like,
are you mad you threw it out? Or are you mad you don't have it anymore?
Dude, I swear when I threw it out at the curb in New York City and I walked back into the apartment, when I turned around, I swear that chair had fucking turned and looked at me. But listen, so the chair started like
originally belong to.
Was that?
Who did that chair originally belong to?
Staples. I bought it from like,
Yeah, what the hell? The soul of a factory worker who died making it in some sweatshop in China is angry at you because you didn't pay enough shareholder value to the company to merit his death.
So I would wake up every morning in New York and that chair would be facing me. And one time my girlfriend was sleeping over. And in the middle of the night, she woke me up like terrified. And I had not told her anything about the chair. And she woke me up and she's like, Matt. She's just like, there was just now an old man sitting in that chair, like watching us sleep. And I like started to freak out. I'm like, whoa, I never even fucking told you about this chair. Like it would like watch me like every night. So down the hall was
my eyes are watering. Yeah.
Dude,
down the hall was my roommate. He had a girlfriend who did not speak to my girlfriend about this incident. So a few weeks later at like 1:00 in the morning, because at this time I was traveling back and forth from Jersey to New York City. So sometimes I'd stay in Jersey, sometimes I'd stay in New York. So on this particular night, I was in Jersey. And I would get calls all the time from my roommate, like, dude, are you home? I'd be like, no, I'm in Jersey. And he'd be like, I swear to God, something just walked up to the foot of my door. I swear to God, I just saw a shadow in the kitchen. I thought it was you, blah, blah, blah. So, his girlfriend uses the bathroom at like 1:00 in the morning and like books it into his room, like terrified, like wakes him up. And he's like, what? And she's just like, I just saw an old man walk into Matt's bedroom. And like when he told me this, I'm like, did she talk? Her name was Katie. I'm like, did Katie talk to Marie? And he was like, no, they didn't talk about this. I'm like, because Marie just told me that she saw an old man sitting in that fucking chair. And dude, it just got like progressively like weirder. Like I would hear like loud fucking bangs. They would wake me up all the time, like bangs on the wall. And the other side of the wall was like the kitchen where like you would eat. So I thought maybe my roommate was just there and accidentally elbowed it. So I'd get up, I'd look around the corner. He wasn't there.
Nothing.
One time I'd hear tricycles, like tricycle noises in the
Oh
kitchen.
God, no, fuck
What?
that. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
So one time I had this thing that it was kind of like this. Do you see that thing right there that's holding like it's like shelving?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
the cart.
So I had one that was like 4 times the size of that in my kitchen, and it had my coffee machine on it, my forks, my plates, all glassware. I was in the middle of like early morning hours. I heard the whole thing tip over, loud crash, glass shattering everywhere, tin. I got up, I opened the fucking door, and I looked into the kitchen. Nothing had happened. It was not like
Oh
it
shit.
didn't tip over. It was just like the noise.
Wow.
That's kind of trippy. I was gonna say, like, this is the time that you need to have a cat, so you could have blamed it on the cat, so you could be a lot more angry and a lot less scared.
Yeah,
That's
so I started to get really scared. And like one time, me and my roommate were watching football on his TV in his room, and an object flew out of our bathroom, like with like force. I mean, it wasn't like the wind could have blown this thing or anything.
Yeah.
Thrown.
Window was shut, and I go over and I pick it up, and it's a fucking razor blade. And I mean, it came out at like Mach speed,
What?
after it smacked into the wall and fell down. So I picked up this razor blade, and we go into the bathroom, and again, we're like trying to mimic how this could have possibly happened. Like we're waving our hand over it, we're trying to figure out. And the thing is like I would put my razor blades on top of like the heater in the bathroom, and if it were to even flown out of the bathroom at a straight trajectory, it would have ran into the wall where the light switch was. So it literally needed to like come off of the heating thing and then
What
make
the
a
fuck?
straight line. Yeah.
That's weird as hell.
So another time I was in the bed, I was kind of like you, like thinking with the mother, with your mom's voice. I had texted my girlfriend, same girl, and I was like, we worked at the same bar together at the time, and she's just like, hey, hey, hon, I just got off. I'm coming over now. I said, okay, I'm going to hop in the shower. I'll see you in a little bit. So I jump in the shower, and the way that the door was in the shower is like, you're in the shower, the curtain's right next to your ear, and if you open the door all the way, the door would be like on the right next to the curtain, So I took a shower with the door open, knowing that she was going to be coming in and I wanted to hear her. So I'm in the shower, and like as clear as day, right on my door, I just hear like
Knock, knock, knock.
a knock, knock.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, honey, and I'll be right out. I get out of the shower and I'm looking around and I'm like, Marie, and I finally texted her. I'm like, hey, did you run to the Rite Aid to get eye contact solution? Because that's what she would do. She'd be like, no, I'm still at the bar having a drink with one of the other workers. And I'm like, holy shit, I just heard like a knocking. So here's where it gets kind of really strange. There was a girl that I worked at this bar, and I was telling her about all this stuff. So she's just like, I have a spirit board. If you want, I could come over and we could try to get to the bottom of this. So I had never used a Ouija board before, and I was like, okay, let's do it.
Curious.
And it's like getting abducted by aliens, man. It's like if you did, it's like, okay, maybe I'd believe you, but if it happened to me, I would believe you. And this happened. There is no way that she could have known the answers to the questions that I didn't even know this girl. And like the weirdest thing is this spirit came through with the initials YAM, Yam. And he was apparently like a good spirit that she had been communicating with. So anyways, the Ouija board told me that there was like 4 evil female spirits trying to do me harm. Like I would get scratches, fresh bloody scratches. They would hurt. And a lot of stuff happened between that period and COVID, like recurring, like nightmare on Elm.
COVID was bad. Yeah.
Oh,
But,
man,
like, I had
you're
the-
locked in with him, right? Like you're locked in with all of them. I bet you they're locking down with you.
I had like recurring like Nightmare on Elm Street like dreams for like 10, 12 years. I mean, I still have them. Like they're scary as fuck. I won't have time to get into it now, but they're like recurring demonic dreams that I've had for over a decade. So anyways, I go to Florida during COVID with my friend Jessica. This is the strangest thing. She's like, do you want to play with a Ouija board? And I had only used it that one other time with this girl. I forget what her name was, where this spirit Yam comes through. And I'm like, how are we going to play with a Ouija board? We don't have one. She's like, you don't need one. She's like, all you need is a Poland Spring bottle cap, and I could draw it on a piece of white paper. I could draw the board on paper. I'm like, there's no fucking way it's going to work. She's just like, trust me, it's going to work. Dude, as soon as we started using it, guess what the spirit that came through on the board was? It spelled out YAM. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, Yam. I'm like, that's who I used the fucking board with 12 years ago with such and such. And then the girl goes to me, what? She's like, that was my roommate at the time. And I'm like, this is such a bizarre connection that I did not know that the two of you were even, I didn't know.
That's crazy.
I didn't know this girl, Jessica, at the time that I first used it. And she was roommates with the girl who came over and did this.
Wow.
And so the 2 times in my life that I've used a Ouija board were these 2 girls that communicated with this spirit.
That are being connected by that spirit, that are kind of pushing you together. And I think that's why I was telling you that it was a good spirit. He's trying to hook you up, bro. That spirit's a wingman. He's trying to get you laid, brother. You get
the weirdest thing.
Thank him.
The weirdest thing about the whole thing. The weirdest thing about the whole thing, and I'll just wrap up my. And I have way more to share.
I bet.
But I wasn't asking the board questions. She was, because she was going through like a breakup and wanted answers. So I was just, being the conduit, the other finger to help. And this thing was moving. Dude, there's no doubt in my mind. Like, no way could it be moving at these speeds, spelling out these words in directions that like my hand couldn't have pushed it. There's no doubt this is real. But anyways, all of a sudden, as she's asking questions, it just starts spelling out M-A-T-T, M-A-T-T, which is me. So she's like, oh, I think the board wants to tell you something. Now, my really close friend and mentor, his name is Bob. He passed a year earlier. She didn't know about this, and she didn't know that his name was Bob. The board just starts spelling out, Bob is okay, Bob is okay, Bob is okay. And I was like you, I started to like tear up, and I'm like, oh my God, like this is like fucking real. Like,
dude, I got chills.
I just started asking it questions that like, there's no possible way she could have known the answers to. I'm like, what was the color of my first car? What was the nickname that I called Bob? Like, I would call Bob Ranger because he liked the Lone Ranger.
Did it spelled it out?
I'd say, what was the nickname that I called Bob? No way on the face of the fucking earth she could have known the answer to this question. And it spells out R-A-N-G-E-R. And I'm like, dude, I was like crying. I'm like, dude, we have to stop this. I'm like, because this is
dude, it almost feels like a violation. Like it's both like closure, but it also feels like you're disturbing their peace. I don't know,
Well, it just felt like, how do you know so much about me? Like my first car, what was the color of my bedroom when I was in 6th grade? And it was just like G-R-A-Y. And it was like, oh my God, it was fucking.
Hold on for a second. When you're in the spiritual world, everybody knows everybody's business.
Wow.
Really?
Everybody knows. It's just why it's not like here, it's like, Matt has his life. The other man has his life. He has his life.
Yeah.
It's in the spiritual world. That's why people like myself, we're psychics. I mean, you're able to see things in the future because the spiritual world is feeding you all this information.
It's non-linear, is it?
All that information being in the spirit world. Maddie, I wanted to ask you something. So of all these, so you've experienced a lot of negative shit. Was there anything that they actually did for you where you said,
positive?
Pretty cool, something positive?
Be honest, I really can't think off the top of my head, to be honest. I think these things are pure evil. I really do. I really don't think there's anything positive that has came out of this.
But would you say that they're pure evil? I mean, the stuff on your arm, that Pentecostal thing is fucking creepy.
Yeah.
But like, other than that, it just sounds like they're very like they just like to fuck with you, right?
Yeah, they fuck.
I've had this happens too, but like other than that, it just felt like I was being messed with.
I mean, generally,
mostly they mess with me. I think they like to see me scared.
I mean, I think we all do. No offense, it's hilarious. I'm like, I want you to be happy, bro, but you being scared is hilarious.
They
camera themselves.
So
what was that, Artie?
I said they definitely like being the center of attention and the camera themselves.
Yeah, they need their own TikTok page.
honestly, bro, these posts are
Supposedly it
TikTok.
makes
I
Man.
mean, they put right on cue.
I know. They said that it like, me taking videos and like talking to them and all that stuff is like feeding them energy, basically.
Yeah,
And they said like my
strong.
fear is making them
is.
stronger.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, like
And
that.
And Matt, I said that to you before we were to do this show, and that's why I said to you, I was iffy about it, but I've been burning sage the whole time during this this show and stuff. So
Yeah, that's good.
so whatever it takes, I mean,
like
who knows?
speaking
It
them
might
into
will
existence.
be rain tomorrow, but I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in the days that follow. Scally, I know you're a bit of a skeptic about a lot of things. What's your thoughts on?
I mean,
on...
I am a skeptic, but I can't claim to know everything, especially when it comes to like it's very feasible that there are creatures. I mean, even us, like, yeah, we have a physical being where you can see my body, but like, scientifically, physically, chemically, I am mostly empty space, and so are you, and so is everybody else. So it is not inconceivable that there would be, like, in the same way that you can have a body without really a consciousness, you can have a consciousness without a body. So it's like there's any number of like explanations there, but I do know that words have power, and I do know that you can speak certain things into existence. I know that you can like you can self-prophesize. You can say I can do it, and you can get a thing done, or you can say I don't know that I can't do it, and you'll never get it done. So I mean, there is truth to feeding them some energy just by acknowledging their existence, by engaging with them, that they can kind of feed and grow. And again, like my own background, tells me about jinn, and I can tell you stories about people who practice black magic, and stories that get into like, I mean, I didn't believe them when I heard them, but like my mom and my grandma, they'll swear by people that they know, that they'll tell you in Morocco they've had women that will have children with these ghosts. Like genuinely, they will go out and they'll see a husband that isn't there, and they'll have a ghost pregnancy that never comes to term. Like they actually physically pregnant, but there's no baby. And then they're sitting there in their lawn watching their ghost children do whatever the fuck. And they'll swear by these things. And they'll tell me this, and I'll be like, that can't be real. But they're like, no, I've seen it. So like I can't say for sure one way or the other.
Sounds like who's
I
afraid
got
to
chills,
receive-
man. We're definitely like yeah.
Spiritual world could break all the laws of physics.
Yeah.
You live in the physical plane. You live in what's in the logical world and in the physical world. Seeing is believing.
We exist in 4 dimensions, X, Y, Z, and time.
4 dimensions and just the physical world. So it's like, when you are, when you cross over, your abilities are endless. It's like if you have all these, a lot of people say, oh, is my loved ones okay on the other side? They could be deaf, dumb, and blind with a missing leg. But the moment you cross over, you have all your health back again. It's all 100% because your spirit is who you are. Right now, my soul is communicating to your soul, and your soul is using your body to express itself. So once death happens, it's not that you die, you never die, or your loved ones who are deceased, they're not dead. Your physical body is, but your soul lifts up out of the body and goes into a different dimension to express itself.
That's an excellent point, actually.
When you're in the spiritual world, time and space doesn't exist at all. So everybody knows everyone's business, but there's no ego on the other side. It just is. So for them to tell you what's going to happen, or who's going to win the next year's Super Bowl, or who's your next fiance, or the dates and everything, they know everything on the other side.
I'm going to ask them for the lottery number.
Same token, it's called free will.
So, Freddie, how do you explain? So it seems like you're talking about a very spiritual, good soul experience. How do you explain the stuff that the paranormal that Maddie specifically?
Can I take a crack at it real quick first, because I do want to point out a great point you made in that, Artie, is that your soul is beyond just your physical body. And you can look no further than patients in hospitals that will experience, near-death experiences, people that were like clinically dead and get brought back. Like they'll narrate their experiences, and they all have their own twist on it based on their upbringing, based on their background. Some people have a spiritual connotation, some people have more family connotation to it. But they'll have these out-of-body experiences where they will, like, their spirit will get pulled out of their body, and they'll go and see their families in their homes where they are while their physical body's in the hospital, and they'll know who they're talking to. They'll know who they're with. And you'll find stories of people like this one guy woke up from a coma after being in this near-death experience, asking where was the nurse that was taking care of him that day, through his coma, because the day he woke up, she was in a car accident, and she wasn't there, but he had no idea she was there or not. And he, like, is clinically not there, right? But he knows, like, he's still present somehow. Like, there are anecdotal evidence of this that actually happened in the physical world that you can't deny. It's everywhere. Like DMT, you go physically trip yourself if you want to know what death is like.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it really.
There's a thing called astro travel where you could travel out of your body and go to anywhere in the world or even into a different dimension. And it's called astro traveling.
And so, you know what, like
how do we do that?
Well,
not easily.
It takes meditation and it takes practice, and you also have to know what to do to protect yourself so you can come right back into your body. It's almost like when you're doing astro traveling, and if you're conscientious about wanting to leave your body, so when you get in that meditated state or when you start to sleep, but you're able to now lift your soul out of the body. You also have to imagine your umbilical cord is connected to your body so that when you do want to come back, it's almost like taking that rope and bringing you right back into your body.
I feel like you have to be willing to ego death. Generally, like, if anybody listening is a psychonaut and is familiar with the concept of ego death, in order to kind of leave your own body and forget your own self, you have to let go of your ego and kind of let it die in that process of meditation. Some people do it like with aid of drugs. Some people are able to like meditate into that state. But once you feel that oneness connection with everything, where there's no difference between you and the cat and the dog and the insect and the rock and all the inanimate objects, and everything is made of the same elements and molecules, that's when you can really start to feel like you are everywhere all at once.
That's
called
crazy.
ego death.
Yeah, it's letting go of the fear. When you say ego death, it's what it is when you have no fear whatsoever about anything, you could
feels like dying. Yeah, you can do anything, but you have to die first.
Pure fear.
Artie, have you ever astro traveled?
What's up?
No, Artie. I said Artie.
I've had experiences with certain girls that I thought I died and went to heaven.
Yeah, bro. She took you to paradise is where she took you.
Yeah.
Artie, how do you explain the demonic people?
The paradise.
Artie, if the soul went to this other realm, what's going on with the ones that are hanging around interrogating and antagonizing? What are they?
Well, there's all different levels of spirits. There's all different levels of heaven. There's all different levels. It's not just straight black and white. Like right now, it's like here on earth. Some people are living a living hell and some people are living in heaven. It all depends what aspect of your life you're living. It's, you could be in the same realm, but, it's like I said, being here on earth, it could be a slice of heaven or a lot of people think it's a living hell. It's just, so when you're on the other side in the spiritual world, I'll let you know when I get there. But, on a conscious level, I can't give you the solid answers, but when you're on the other side, from my understanding and through meditation, it's insanely beautiful because there's nothing but pure love on the other side.
Yeah.
Now, as far as dealing with the 100%. Demons, stuff like that, I don't understand that as far as why there are extremes, where you have pure love, but then you also have the demonic. So, I guess they can invade anything, the demonic could invade.
From their perspective, like from the Islamic perspective, they're not people. Those evil spirits that are coming after you, they're not human spirits.
Yeah, they're not human spirits.
They never were. they're just not. They're just a different entity in the same way that you have like a different species. They're just a creature that exists.
Yeah, I could get
That
behind.
you can't
Sure.
physically interact with, but they're not human.
Yeah,
At least that's what I believe, how I understand it. Not human
No,
spirits.
I agree with that. I agree with
That's
that.
crazy.
Artie, you're a very skilled tarot reader and a good dude. You've made some predictions for me in the past that have come true. If people want to contact you, get your information, get a tarot reading, you do parties, you do casinos, how do they get a hold of you?
Just call me at 1-900. Only kidding. 732-778-7173. Or you could just go to email me, artiehoffman@gmail, or reach me through Messenger. But what I do is I probably say one of my greatest gifts is to give people awareness of their own life and to give people back their power and confidence, and also healing people's hearts. You know, when people cross over, when you lose your loved ones, and so many people feel so lost, but to get those special answers from your loved ones who've crossed over, to let you know that, you know, they're okay and stuff. But yeah, because I say a lot of things, you know, like you do at your Ouija board, like there's no way they could have done. It's like, I just did it. I just did a 15-person party the other day, and I was saying things I didn't even realize. They just came out. It was at my head. I hear voices in my head, and I just shared it with the person. I had people crying right in front of me and going nuts and crazy. So it's really cool. So, but yeah, no, I really am. To everyone who's watching, I am the real deal as far as if you want to know stuff about outcomes and situations. But, you know, there are also situations where not everything's written in stone. You know, I tell people things about the future, and as the energy is right now, this is what I see exactly happening. And if you don't like what you hear, you do have the ability to change things. But, you know, so sometimes things are written in stone. It's going to happen come hell to high water. And other times you have the ability to change things. You know, it doesn't always have to be. And just the other day, when I was reading for this one girl, I said to her some news that she didn't want to hear because it had to do with her relationship. And I said to her, I said, well, I got good news and I got bad news. I said, the good news is I'm not God and I'm not 100% every time. I said, the bad news is I'm right most of the time. And this is what I feel.
Yeah. Artie's very, very talented. I've seen it with my own eyes.
But, you know, I'll tell you, Matt, you're going to have I'm not talking to you, Matty, I'm talking to the other Matt, but you're going to have a hard time beating this fella as far as the entertainment, as far as the story.
Honestly, it's very entertaining.
We got to do it again soon, for sure.
Yeah, we need a part 2 and a part 3, I think.
Yeah.
Dude,
We need white scratch
gotta
the surface.
I was just about to say we haven't really even scratched the surface. That's crazy.
Dude, I want to do a follow-up just to make sure you're still alive in like a year, bro. I'm like,
Oh,
where's
God.
your safety?
Knock on wood.
Hey, Matt,
Yeah.
If you could sit and talk to these guys and just have one conversation, what would you say? Why?
With what? In
If
an
you could
aspect
have
of
a-
what?
If you could have a conversation with these entities,
Oh, kind of. I would be like, what are you? Basically, like, where do you come from? Basically, where the hell do you guys come from? Like, where the fuck are you from? Like, what are you?
talking with me.
Yeah, and then that would be next. Like, why be?
Well, let's join forces and take over the world.
you know, you
Yeah.
should find exactly what Scally just said. You should find a way to because they
Turn a
listen.
problem into an opportunity, brother. That's the way to do it.
Exactly.
That's the
It's like
capitalism way.
it's some Emperor Palpatine shit. Start shooting lightning bolts at your hands. You know what I mean? Like
That would be sick.
Yeah, start like pushing chairs out of the way at restaurants. and, like,
exactly.
take
Like
police
it
powers or
seems
something.
like they listen to you. You know, move that. You know what I mean? So it's just like
No, but let's be real though. Like with great that kind of thing comes with a significant trade off, and
yeah, you'd have to really
don't
go
want to
to
know what they'll ask. You know, especially
go to-
considering that these don't seem benign. They seem
No,
very
I-
malicious in their intent, maybe mischievous at best, but they are not benign, malicious at worst. And whatever bargain you strike with them will probably be very, very expensive. So be careful.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
You're
wouldn't
probably
even
right.
take a bargain. I would just demand, yo, fucking help me out here,
I
guys.
mean, you're
Yeah.
not wearing the pants here, bro. They got all the power. They got the portal open to their realm, bro. And you are just this 28-year-old, bro. Like, I don't know. It's like that. Good luck. Good luck.
I don't know,
It's like
man.
a parasite.
I'd find a way
toss
to.
on you, bro. Like whatever you got.
I'd find a way to make them, work for me if there's a way.
That would
Hey,
be
worth a
sick.
shot. It's worth a shot.
If I
Matt-
get any new footage or anything, I'll definitely send it to you.
Yeah, how do people find you if they want to watch all your videos?
On TikTok, it's just Matty Megaraci, MattyMagaraci. You could probably just type in Matty and then MAG, and you should see me at the top over there.
And you on Instagram too? You do stuff on
yeah.
Instagram?
Same exact thing on Instagram, same name. Yep.
I'm gonna follow you. Yeah.
Maddie,
Yeah.
Maddie's gonna have his own show. It's gonna be called My Set of Balls.
Yeah, dude.
You do have a set of
It's actually on. I was actually on the History Channel twice.
Were you?
That's sick.
For what?
Yeah, you know the Paranormal Caught on Camera show.
No, but I watch the History Channel all the time. I know
The
that.
fact that
Yeah, it's
everybody who works in that field knows you is crazy to me. That
Yeah,
gives you that legitimacy that, like, yes, everybody does fucking believe you, you know?
It's called Paranormal Caught on Camera.
Why'd I follow you? Yo, your girlfriend's cute.
Oh,
I just saw your Instagram. Like, all right,
I
good for you.
appreciate it. Thank
For all the viewers that want to know what that's like, go follow his Instagram and you'll find out too.
You, man.
Yeah, Paranormal Caught on Camera though. It should be on my Instagram too. I was on there twice.
Amazing.
They kind of like on a like professional level. We're kind of just like talking.
Yeah, here it is. You just posted it on September 24th. Yeah. Paranormal Caught
Yeah.
on Camera.
Yep, it should be pinned. Yeah, I see it.
Yes, yeah. Well, there's no
Yeah.
doubt it's real. I mean, when Artie told me, of course I was skeptical. And then when I
Yeah.
saw, like I said, I was even more skeptical. I'm like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
This is shit from like The Exorcist,
Yeah, bro, it's fucking crazy.
So, Maddie, what do your parents think about you being on these major TV shows?
Oh, they're extremely pissed off at me. They're like, just because we've had our house up for sale for like 5 years, and we just could not sell it.
Can't sell it because you're too famous, bro?
We can't sell it because like people know what the fuck is in there.
Yeah, who would want to buy that house? I mean, it's probably attached to you. If you could go somewhere else, it's going to follow you. But
Yeah.
still, why take
Yeah.
that risk?
Yeah,
It's a
why
nice
take that
house.
risk? I love you, bro.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
what
buy
I'm
that
saying.
house. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, bro.
Someone's going to drop a couple mil on that house. They don't want 10 spirits coming around with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah.
Actually,
the
there
same
is
thing.
the odd buyer out there that is looking.
That's what I was gonna say. You could sell it maybe for more. And then
Yeah,
somebody
there
who's into
there's
it.
certainly a collector, a person out there who's maybe lost somebody and is in a really dark place and is looking to kind of delve into that sort of thing.
Just
I
someone
don't know. I'm
that's into the
speculating.
occult and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. That's what some other people have said to me too about that.
You might find a collector.
So, yeah, maybe we'll see. We
Yeah.
should definitely do a part 2. Definitely, how I'll send you guys videos of any new occurrences. Or anything.
Yeah. Let's do a part
Sure.
2, maybe in like 6 weeks or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Just let me know.
Yeah,
It's
maybe we
like
can.
there's so much more to get into, and like I really want to hear more about like the different kinds, and maybe we can do like an analysis as to like what each of these spirits is doing or what they're after. Maybe kind of like psychoanalyze them. I think would be an interesting, approach.
Yeah,
Spitballing.
do whatever
you
you guys want to do. That would
Hell
be
yeah.
sick. Yeah.
We'll get Artie to do some tarot readings for us. too.
Yeah.
I thought when you said to Maddie, we should do a part 2. What are you doing in about 48 hours?
know?
Oh, shit.
Well,
Yeah,
we
whatever you guys want. I'm down.
Yeah, what's your put your cell? I'm gonna put my cell in the chat, and then text
You probably shouldn't broadcast that, but yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
text that number, and then I'll have your number, and then we can all like link up for a part 2. I'm gonna investigate your TikTok page a little bit more, and Scally, you do as well, and we'll come up with another angle. Certainly
Oh, yeah.
we want to keep going down the same path, but
Oh,
raise the stakes a little for the next
But you have story after story with him, so it's like you don't have to do a different angle. This is the mother lode right here.
yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
honest,
Grease.
dude. I I came on here tonight like expecting to like, you know, really, really grind you on like what, like how is this? It's got to be like faked, but like seeing program after program after program all going to your house and you know, actually getting content out of it that like all these different studios are not attached. And like I do some film and TV and like we'll do like broadcasts and build productions and things of that nature. And like for people that don't know, you guys could just sit home at home on your couch and watch TV. When you're on the day of the shoot, it's not like that. You have no idea what's going to happen that day. The crews are coming. Exactly. You don't know who they are. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what they're bringing. You don't know what they're going to say, how they're going to present you. You have no idea.
Everything.
No idea.
And they'll all go to Maddie's house. They'll all set up and they'll all independently verify that they have some sort of content. And it's usually way more than they'll get out of the other, you know, location visits that they do. And to me, that speaks volume about like the legitimacy of this all. Honestly, really.
Allie, you just gave me an idea. What about Magnificent Bastards on site? We do a investigation of his.
Bro, honestly, like I was joking when I said like this is like a white people activity. You wouldn't catch me anywhere near a fucking haunted house, bro. Fuck that. Fuck
no. Are you kidding me? Is the house?
I know the risk, man. Like I'm like no.
I don't know if the house. I don't know if the house is haunted. I think it's Maddie's haunted.
If I can't label the monster, I don't want to see it. I'm sorry. Fuck off.
I would go.
Matt just said to you, he just said to you while he was away and his parents were home by themselves, or says that still other shit happens to him.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yes. It's not him that it's just they follow just him.
But I think if he moves, they're going to go to him and leave that house if the parents get out as well.
I think it's in the house, like they're in the house, and then there's like maybe one or two that's attached to me.
Yeah, that's my impression as well. I figured that like there's a couple that are attached to you, but there's more than just a couple around. Yeah. I mean,
they said that there's like a leader. They said there's like a leader one, like one that's like the boss, and then there's like all these little like, you know, like
kind of like an alpha,
like accomplices or something like that. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I can't verify when I left the places that I was at if haunted stuff remained. All I know is that when I moved from location to location to location, it didn't stop. So I have to feel like following me.
My family has like very positive stories of benign jinn that like they would recall living in my great grandmother's house because it was my father's grandmother's house, like. My grandfather had died, or great grandfather rather, had died at that point, and she would go to their prayer room, like, you know, just to wake up and do her morning prayers, and like she'll like basically make her prayers and then like feel people like behind her, standing behind her, or like the days where she doesn't wake up on time, like she'll hear footsteps walking to that prayer room, the same pattern at the same time that her husband used to do it. And like, you know, there are like echoes of that are like benign. They just exist. They kind of like, you know, are just there.
Yeah.
And then in your case, they're very, very, you know, mischievous ones and then evil ones.
You know, you just reminded me of something that happened, another story that I have a lot to share as well. But like when I dated that girl in 2012, 11 and 12, who saw the old man on the chair, for Valentine's Day, we went to some place in like Pennsylvania. It was like some hotel, this romantic sort of resort. And in the middle of the night, I woke up. And in the distance, in the room, but still a good 10, 20 feet away, it was a pretty big room, there was this youngish girl, early 20s maybe, in like a Victorian gown, like changing the gown, right? As if she was like not aware that me and my girlfriend were in the room, but middle of the night, she was like changing the gown. Also, I tend to wake up a lot at 3:15. I don't know if you know anything about that.
Me too, all the time. That's for the next time. Holy shit.
Yeah. So anyways, I saw this girl in this Victorian dress, like changing. Fast forward about 6 years later, I'm dating someone else. I'm in a totally different location. I never told her anything that I experienced any paranormal activity.
She saw that.
We're sitting there watching TV, and she's like, oh my God. And I'm like, what? She's like, do you have any like ghost stuff going on like with you? And I'm like, why do you ask? She's just like, because we were just watching TV. She's like, because I just saw like a girl in like a Victorian dress just like saunter across your television. walk past the TV in the living room. And I was
Oh my God.
well, now that you fucking said that, yeah, there was a Victorian girl from about 6-8 years ago that I saw and told nobody about. So,
oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah,
there's such truth to this, and I know people.
There's been too many people that see stuff.
Yeah,
Maddie, I got a suggestion for you. Why don't you ask the entities or spirits, whatever you ask them for favors now? Literally.
Yeah, try it. What do you
Just
got to lose?
allow to be scared. Ask them, can you please help me? Say if you want to close the deal, or if you want to get something accomplished, or whatever it is you want. Show me something positive. Just ask them, just for shits and giggles. Ask them if they can help you with anything that you want to get accomplished. Ask them if they would help you out.
Yeah, if you guys are stuck together, you might as well make the most of it, right?
Exactly.
Maddie's not even there, is he? We lost his feed and everything.
Dude, it freaking took him again.
Did you see that? You
Dude,
guys
yeah,
seeing this, right? He's gone.
Oh man, I hope he's okay.
Wow.
Stop a good show, boys.
Yeah, this was fun.
Phenomenal. Thank you so much for making it, Artie. I want to thank Maddie too. I'm not sure he can hear us.
Yeah, I don't know if he's even there.
He's still connected.
He's just texting us. Hold on. Bro, my computer was just on 50. Oh my God. Bro, my computer was just on 50% and now it's completely dead.
Wow.
This is the story that I was talking about before with the girl who called her dad that had 85% battery.
Hey, listen, don't forget he showed you that little piece and it said leave.
That's
leave.
right.
Yeah, it didn't want us talking to him.
So just again for our viewers out there, if you can read this, that's what it says on the screen.
You know what's crazy is we were just suggesting to him that he should cooperate.
Exactly.
So yeah, maybe it made him leave.
We suggested
they were doing no favors for nobody.
No, they're just self-centered, bro.
That he does something positive.
No, they just want content out of him. I bet you they're just posting him on Ghost TikTok. Like, look at this guy I just punked. I'm being pedantic, but yeah, there he goes. He finally dropped. Wow, that was
what a way to end.
Wild. Yeah,
his PR team said, "That's it, pull him."
His PR team, yes, yoinked them off.
Wow, well, what a great way to end the podcast. Is that
wow?
Fucking on the other side.
The other side.
It ends in the ghost pulling the plug on him.
That's right,
bro. Crazy. Honestly, I'm really I was on the fence. I wasn't a believer, and I really am questioning it now, just because first of all we've seen him do it himself, and second of all the number of corroborating stories and personal experiences, and then showing us on the camera rolls. Dude, I mean, yeah, I think there's something to it. I think there's something substantial there, and I just don't know what it is.
Oh, absolutely. There's something
beyond your physical comprehension, because it goes way beyond the physical. So it's
right?
You're trying to logically figure things out. There's a saying, with people like yourself, and I'm not mocking you, I'm just saying people like yourself, seeing is believing. When you're in the spiritual world, when you start to believe, then you start to see.
Right. And I feel like that's what a lot of logical people like myself will do, is we'll search for those logical explanations in order to protect ourselves from the unknown. Because, right. I mean, even, human language was invented so that we can communicate, put labels on dangers and threats so that we can warn each other and help each other and collaborate with each other. When it's something that you don't know, it's this invisible threat, this invisible monster, that's horrifying. So logical people will come up with these excuses and ways to
yeah, it was the pipes. It was the pipes.
Yeah, to ground themselves. Oh, there's some gas in the pipe, so it's knocking about. Oh, yeah. My cat is in the other room. Oh, the wind blew this thing over.
An old house. It's an old house.
Oh, yeah, right. And you just do that because the alternative is too scary. I don't know how religious you guys are, but for those who are agnostic, they'll argue that the people that are religious are only doing it because the potential of eternal what is it called? Just blackness, void, nothingness is so terrifying to them that there must be an afterlife. essentially. But I'm not going to go there. That's a whole like deep.
And there is an afterlife. There's no doubt about it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I think we're seeing that now and
We
here.
just
And
saw
like,
it 5 seconds ago.
I'm like, yeah, we literally spent 2 hours proving it. I'm not about to contradict our thesis here.
Yeah. Artie, do you have anything else to share?
No, it was an awesome show. It really was. And, you know, I enjoyed listening to everything and seeing everything, just like your audience is about to, you know? I mean,
he just wrote back. He just wrote back. We have to do a part 2, all capital letter.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Artie. Start to cut you off.
It's very cool. No, so what, you know, from my perspective and what I do is totally different than what, you know, you're experiencing with, you know, Matt's experiences. You know, it's just a totally different ball. It's like they're both sports, but they're totally different games.
Yeah, right.
You know, so that's the way it is. But no, it was an excellent show. And, you know, like I said, I mean, I connect to the spiritual world, but everything's done in a very wholesome, loving, heavenly fashion. And Matt, you know, he's like hell's bells, you know.
He's got balls, man.
He definitely does. Bro, he deserves a Cojones Award, you know?
Seriously, like I want him fighting on my side if there's a
play the truck nuts to that lad. Honestly,
he's got Matt's house is huge. He
looks like the Sopranos house. Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, I mean, did you see that clip from the paranormal files that we watched together, where that thing just started freaking out, and he's just looking at it like, bro, I would have been out. No, thank you. I'm sorry. Like, why
screenshot? He takes a screenshot. It's clearly like a demon with like red glowing eyes. He's like, yo, you see this? He's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like starting to develop a physical form, and he's still there.
Yeah. Why? And he's just like, you know, I'm gonna go play some fucking COD or whatever it is.
I would lose my
mind. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Like saying Beetlejuice 3 times, right?
Trying to scare the girl, and she's just like, whatever.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
That was my point. It's like, at what point do you just like become immune to it, and you're like, oh yeah, that's the fucking demon that lives here. You know,
that's Maddie, bro. Like that's it. He's just a roommate now. Like at this point, you just got to figure out how to get it to pay rent.
Exactly.
Yeah, he doesn't even pay fucking rent.
Exactly. He's just a freeloader.
Cook you some food or something.
Listen, I know money doesn't mean anything to you, but if you can drop me a G note on my bed every once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like it doesn't matter where you get it. Like,
oh, listen, no checks. No checks.
Yeah.
Nothing traceable. We want more Tooth Fairy, less Santa Claus.
Yes.
Exactly.
We'll take cash, gold, and silver. Other than that.
All right, Artie, we'll be in touch. We'll do a part 2 soon. Thanks for setting this all up, brother.
This was such a pleasure, Artie. Thank you so much.
I'm glad. It all worked out for the best.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it did.
We'll be
It was
in
fun.
touch.
All right.
You guys take care.
All right, everybody be in touch with one another if weird shit starts to happen in the next few days too.
I know, dude. I'm gonna be, my head's on the swivel, bro. I don't want to take any of this home.
Nope.
Not me, bro.
No, I've been saging the whole time, so.
I know. You're smoking over there. Oh.
Yeah, I definitely don't want that shit, but I got angels around me all the way, so we'll see.
God bless, brother.
Hey, listen, maybe you want to play the lottery just for the hell of it.
Dude, honestly, if I ever do have a chance, if I'm ever presented with a Ouija board and that's like somebody's like, oh, let's do this, that's my go-to question. Bro. Can't win if you don't play, right?
Right, exactly. All right, Artie, take care, brother.
Take care. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, we'll talk soon.
Wow.
All right, that's season 2, episode 1 of the Magnificent Bastards.
What a wild episode to kick off on. Oh my god, dude. Like I don't usually like it to that fucking rocked my world. Like genuinely, like I had chills the whole way through. The eye-watering thing, like every time he's telling a story, like there was at a point where I started feeling like this crick in my neck. And I know like I'm not like right now I'm paranoid, right? So like everything I'm just trying to like draw these correlations. But like I start feeling this, I'm like, nah, dude, it's the placebo effect. It's the placebo effect. And then he goes on to talk about like over my left shoulder, bro. And then they've had the Pentagon. And like, dude, that's like, I'm fucked up right now, man. I don't know.
Well, you better
I can't even articulate it. I don't
get it together. You got a hot date tomorrow, right? So.
oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's wrap it up, man. This was a great show. We will see you next time on the Magnificent Bastards with DJ Scally. Play some tunes and get us out of here.
You got it, brother. See you guys next time.
Thanks to Matty Magarachi and Artie Hoffman for our guests. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.